And if I recall, the last time
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, you have rescued.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on my balls. So you have rescued the 2 kidnapped daughters, as well as the man on the brink of death, named Lord Ashglaive. Wait. And you made your way out of the horrid troll moors, running away from the hundreds of trolls chasing after you. Thankfully, you did make it out safely. Not only to your merit, but as well as the armored and armed troops were shooting fiery arrows over your head towards the trolls that made them run in a blink of an eye. So, oh yeah, sorry. Let me bring you to the map as well, just for easier understandings. So, the troops first confronted Emma, but quickly realized the situation. It's around 15 soldiers with their leader. And with their help, the 2 runaway horses return to the cart, and together you continue your travel. Preferably as far away from the swamp as possible. But the 2 girls and the old man are both heavily exhausted and terribly hurt, so you stop for the night. Get better.
Died instead.
In the morning, the girls awoke, but there's a long journey of recovery ahead of them. So is the man who you've rescued, but their father, well, the girl's father, who was, practically gutted yesterday, is working away tending to his lovely daughters, as spry as a young man, as well as he hands you a great sum of gold and a magical hammer as payment for your wonderful deeds. But your actions bring you to another issue. As you're riding ahead now of the group with 2 soldiers sent by the constable of Olestin Hold, they explain to you a situation. You ride past burned up fields and destroyed orchards, and you figure it is the work of a dragon.
Oh wow, I remember this.
Good. That's a good thing.
Nah, but this is
At least someone remembers, right?
It is a problem that is not only plaguing the farmers and the people of Olostin Hold, but as well as their shaky allies, their neighbors who they bear each other with, the elves. So you are taken into the forest to meet with the elves, as they have located the nest of this dragon. A dragon that you learn is fairly young by the size of it, but it made its nest in a place which the elves are not allowed to enter. It is an enormous cliff, reaching 600 feet into the sky with sheer cliff size, with no easily climbable surfaces or outcroppings. The top of the cliff, at the top of the cliff, there's this huge open cave that is almost like a jaw opening towards the sky with smaller caves above like eyes. From the elves, you received a magical bracelet each that turns into these climbing vines that allowed you to scale this enormous cliff. As you descended down deeper into the heart of the mountain, you found the lair of the dragon. If I recall, the dragon was not in at the moment, but the moment you entered, it seemed to have sensed that someone is disturbing its lair and came in after you. A mighty battle has come forth, and some of you were on the brink of death. And there was one of you who went beyond that, for a Drisht was slaughtered by the dragon.
Only a
But
little bit.
death would not come for the old man, as from his corpse risen the shadow in its great hulking form with claws and fangs, and went into a melee with the dragon. Jesus, that was a weird stutter. And the tide of the battle has turned, with the shadow ripping into the dragon's flesh. You were winning the battle. And it seemed that you will slay the beast, but it turned tail, fleeing from your attacks. And with a mighty swipe, the shadow severed two of its fingers from its front leg. As the dragon fled, the shadow demanded for a Drisht to be healed so that he may live and serve his purpose. Now came the realization of an issue, that you were in the belly of a mountain with no way of getting out. The cave walls were burned to ash, so fine and crumbly that you had no way of climbing out. Thankfully, in the center of the chamber, there was some sort of artifact set into a stalagmite. a broken orb. After many deliberation and not knowing what you need to do, and me pulling my hair out, you figured the best way, well, not the best way, the only way it seems for you to get out is to fix this crystal and see what happens. And what happened is that you have awakened the mountain, which was not an ordinary mountain, but as he has introduced himself later, was Rorgiax, the cupbearer of Sunis, an ancient earth elemental who has shared with you his apparent fate. He showed you a vision of a war before the counting of ages, where elemental creatures of epic proportion fought each other, shaping the land. And how he has sacrificed himself to protect another, engulfing two elemental or monsters swirling in battle, aiming for the back of this other elemental. But as he engulfed them, he went dormant and dead, and slept here, sitting, imprisoning these two volatile powers for millennia. But now that he has awoken, must return to his duties. So he leaves you behind, but not before granting you some boons. As a few drops of tears rolls from his enormous eyes, you're showered in diamonds of various sizes. And then, to set you on your journey, he molds you into a stone sphere and chucks you towards Everlund.
Yes, sir. We got tossed.
I don't think he actually tossed you. It was more of a sort of roll on the ground, but you didn't see what's happening outside, so it could have been either.
I'm assuming like pro baseball throw. Just because it's funny.
But and also you looted some of the dragon's hoard, which was a good bonus, so to say.
The dragon's still alive, though. No.
Oh yeah.
You never looked into it, to be honest. Might have come back.
Well, we got scared. We pissed off a dragon.
It could have, destroyed Everlund since.
Yeah, but like.
It's fine. It's fine.
It was already destroying everything anyway. At least this way they got some time to prepare for it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't think Everlund is a place. I think that Everlund is a place that you guys will never go back to. So, you have emerged out of the strange stone cocoon. On the hillside, in viewing distance of Everlund, this trading city in the turn of the river, your last stop, perhaps, before heading towards Silvery Moon. But before that, shopping session.
We love a shopping trip.
During the shopping, you bought a bunch of useless garbage, if I recall, from Millie. My garbage store clerk. She was selling one thing that was useful, and you guys did not buy it. In any case, that was the first time Adrish has called upon his shadowy hound, which came with a message of encouragement. Do not lose hope. Reassuring you that there was a way to survive this. But not only that, but if I recall, that was the time when hope has come to you. Emerging from the crumbling body of your imp servant, a beautiful, radiant bird blew out. Hope. Oh yeah, and Dorian hawked up a bunch of magical horseshoes.
From his gullet.
Yep.
Weren't they also temporary? Did you have to give them back?
Yeah, he was supposed to give them back.
But we didn't, right?
The best, I think it was, for a land for a couple years, so
Oh, okay, so was it? Okay.
it wasn't for like, a couple hours. When you make a deal with an immortal Draco Lich,
Yeah, time is kind of.
like, if
You
you,
don't really
if
deal
you,
in hours.
bring it back in like a human lifetime, because at that point he might just like, oh, where did I put those? Yep.
I'll be there.
Yeah, my notes say that you bought stuff from Millie, you put on the horseshoes, you went to the tavern and Emma got sick drinking the green fay. But there you have met your contact. This tavern keeper who offer you give him the password, which was?
There's no shortage.
You actually said yes the last time.
Something red bad.
Chat, do you remember? Shit, there's no one in chat.
That's crazy.
Then they definitely don't remember.
Oh, definitely not.
No short, I remember this.
Whatever.
Did you remember it before you looked at the notes?
Yeah.
Sorry,
It
Yeah,
was.
but he's
It was.
different,
It is not that one squirrel. It's the other one.
I don't
Whatever.
even know which one I was gonna say. But it's probably something about the river running red.
Yeah, that was the one that you need to remember if you just meet some random red bands, because then they will know that you're allies.
Oh. Okay. Then, yeah, no, my memory can't be depended on for shit.
Now I just, instead of doing that, I just do the Batman movie impression. Hey, that's my name.
Sure. So, in any case, the old man who takes you out of the city and heads with you towards the forest, where he reveals that he is not actually an old man, just masquerading one to be less suspicious. Leading you across hidden paths in the forest and sometimes signaling to lookouts in a canopy and in hidden alcoves in the forest. He leads you into the depths of the woods, where he unveils an opening into the ground. You climb down a long rope ladder and find yourself in a deep underground cave, illuminated by strange glowing moss and odd crystals jutting out of the wall. In the cave system, you see all sorts of different chambers. There are sleeping quarters, there are storages, and all sorts of men and women walking around, practicing swordplay, or simply living. You are led to a side chamber and asked to wait for the leader. Will he see you soon? But an odd sound catches your expertly perceptive ear, Emma.
Screaming, right?
A voice that you recognize, shouting insults of wide variety.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, you find a dead man. Well, a man who was supposed to be dead. A man they presumed to be dead, at least. Your grandfather, Rubio Jaeger. The old man was indeed attacked by the Red Bands, was indeed kidnapped as well, and was supposed to be sold off or ransomed back to the family. But it seemed that this adventure has rekindled his excitement for life, and instead of returning to your family, has joined the Red Bands as an instructor, both in swordplay and economics.
Jesus,
Well,
that's
at least he tried to beat some simple logic into these idiots.
that's a
That
combo.
was a G.
Yeah, the insults
Yeah,
that
he's a raw.
the insults I've written down is that the best you can do, you brain-rotted troglodyte. My mother could do better than that, and she's been dead for 50 years. Come on, show it, you pigeon shit. What now, you boulder-headed tree trunk? And has your brain turned mush completely, or are you still able to do the simplest things? I guess the former. In any case, when he recognizes you, he's somewhat joyful, but at the same time saddened.
Oh,
Well, saddened by the events that you tell him about in Waterdeep, as well as your discovery of the family secrets. You push him to tell you more, but he is not able to. The only thing he says that your father had a good reason to hide this fact from you, and you better not look further into it, for yours and your family's safety. As well as he asks you to, maybe let the family know that he lives. But don't look for him, because, he's fine. He'll come back one day, when he's bored again. Nevertheless, when you finish your conversation with him, the guard who led you here tells you that their leader is ready. You led through even more guarded tunnels, and when you enter into a small office-like room, you face the man of mystery, Bane Redstream. This man who has lost everything to the cult and started his personal vendetta against the servants of the master, turning him somewhat unhinged, but still a genius, a hero of his former life. But to fund his actions, to give to the poor, he needs to take from the rich, those who would hoard their wealth and keep it away from those who need it the most. Very Robin Hood-esque of him. But that's a cliche not actually, made up by Robin Hood. But because of all his actions, he became somewhat of a bane of the Sword Coast. You discuss the band's action, his past, and what happened with him. He tells you all straight and true, and asks you to collaborate with him, to see if you could help each other in your endeavor of stopping the cult and saving the Sword Coast from their actions. In the end, you shake on it and declare that you will be allies in this endeavor and do your best to be of help in each other's, whenever you try to fight against the cult. You rest for the night, and as you're told that in the morning you will be led out and taken to on the fastest route towards Silvery Moon. Bane is worried about the news you told about the attack planned. He sends out riders immediately to see if there's any activity surrounding the city. In the morn, there's a tearful goodbye between Emma and her grandfather, as he's still not willing to leave, but gives a letter to Emma that explains everything to the family. You all ride through the forest until you reach a clearing and hear the rushing of the river roving again. Before you enter the city, you come to a realization that Dorin is capable of a powerful spell. A spell that could reveal what the artifact that Adrish is carrying around is. With legend lore, you learn that the orb that he's been carrying around is none other than the ancient Netherese artifact, the Death Moon Orb. An item capable of control both the living, the dead, and those not of this world. After that, you decide to enter the town. You're coming through the Mole Gate, though, which is mostly used by hunters and other people who would head into the Silver Forests. The guards are surprised to see you, as visitors usually don't come through this gate. But nevertheless, after asking about the purpose of your visit, if you have ever been here, or what is just general questions about your stay in the city. As well as a question about spellcasting. It seems that the city is well aware that spellcasters are a danger of spreading the arcane wasting. If you are a spellcaster or you've been in contact with a spellcaster, you must spend 1 day separated away from anyone at a cheap housing facility. It is mandatory for all. That is, even if you are the ages of the future, that is not something that you can avoid. But you figure if you can speak with an authority figure from there, you can still warn the city of the danger. Unfortunately, that is not how it plays out. Because as soon as you step through the gate, a great blaring alarm sounds, and you are captured by the magical golems that come to life.
Yeah.
The golems surround you, and Mora, Hope, and Adrisht is flung into the air in these magical nets. Well, I think it was just Adrisht's arm and the orb as he was dangling from it. As the alarm continues to blare, more and more guards rush in with their weapons. And as more guards stream in, you hear clunking of metal as an iron golem approaches. With a booming voice, the figure asks the guards what is the commotion and orders all of you to be taken into custody until it's found out why were you deemed so dangerous. As he says that, the chest of the giant golem opens and a small old gnome jumps out, who you later learn is no other than Professor Erfang. Yeah. Orpip Yagim Gaxif Erfan.
Professor Orbit.
That's a hell of a name.
Oh yeah, that's gnomes for you. The transmutation professor from the ladies' college. You're taken into an underground prison and thrown into a prison made of magical energy.
The boys behind barriers?
And you're left there for a while. That's where we're going to end today. Recap.
Right. Let me end the stream. Go.
It's probably going to be a slightly shorter session today, because I have to get up very early tomorrow, but we're still, going to have a good bit of session, I say.
Alright.
Alright. Gonny, would you please do us the honors of recalling what occurred much more recently?
Oh, I just realized I still have the dragon's scale. What was the tooth?
Finger. Gonny,
finger.
you're muted.
The claw.
Gonny?
Connie. He died. So
Did you just leave? No, we did the recap.
maybe he can't hear the. Maybe we can't hear him.
Oh, he's AFK.
Did he say that?
He sent that 2 minutes ago.
Oh, did he?
Okay.
Yes.
Completely missed that. Ah.
I guess give him a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Guess, yeah.
Oh,
In the meanwhile,
more Bellaccio.
no. Imagine.
Artie.
God.
You know I got the 3D printer, right?
Yeah. I imagine that's why you were doing Blender today.
Sorry?
I imagine that's why you were on Blender so much today.
Oh yeah.
What were
So-
you doing? Were you learning Blender or were you just like...
I know Blender somewhat. I just haven't used it in years. Because I was learning it when I was making like miniatures for Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, okay.
When I was running in your game,
Yeah, I remember.
Which
I
was
remember
like
you did
4
make
years ago or something.
Jeez.
No, it's not true. I think it was like 2
No,
years.
it might have been 4 years.
It was
So you-
probably like
because-
4 years ago.
Your game was still running when I started this campaign.
Yeah, but like, that was my third game. You were there for my first game. Or my
Yeah.
second game.
Yeah.
And the tail end of the first.
Yeah.
But that was at the very end of the first. I think
That
we
was
literally
like
had-
the very, very end.
I'm fairly certain we
Oh.
had 2 sessions. Like literally because we faced your vampire daddy,
Oh, Jesus.
and then we went into the underground dungeon, and that's where the campaign ended. No, the underwater dungeon. Sorry.
Yeah.
The fucking pulled the death card from the deck of many and died. Anyway, yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm making inserts for my board games.
No, okay.
Ooh.
Because, they come with shitty paper inserts that fold and, not fit properly. So I just make proper 3D printed inserts, which, the cards and stuff don't jiggle and fall apart.
He's back.
It's back.
Whoa.
The
What
man.
do you-
Right as I was about to boot up Pal World
Hold on,
to kill time.
I just finished the recap and asked, oh, Gonny, can you give us the recap of most recent times? I was like, oh, Gonny's not responding, and then scroll point after you said that you'll leave for a moment.
Oh, you didn't see
I didn't see that yet.
it.
But yeah, I was saying already that there's one thing I printed on the 3D printer that was not board game inserts, because on Saturday I was in a one-shot.
Oh.
So I figured, can I print a miniature
Alright, go.
on a filament printer? But take a look at in photos.
Ugh!
Then- I mean, that doesn't look terrible. You
It's
can
not
just find the edges and
horrible.
stuff.
I am surprised how good it is.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
you can sand the edges with the file and stuff, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is literally like as I ripped it out of the supports.
yeah, it does look like.
Yeah.
This is workable. Like, honestly.
That's
look at
very
how
nice.
detailed
looking,
it is.
honestly.
Yeah. This is very workable. Like, with some sandpaper and some paint, it's gonna look great.
Yeah.
Nah, it is just for that one shot. But the best, I feel like if I was printing at least large size creatures, the details
Would
would
be
be
easier,
perfectly
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Because this is a 25 mil base.
Yeah, so like standard.
All right, Connie, can you recap us of last session?
Do you want an expedited recap or like a full notes thing?
Well, if you want the others to remember anything.
Okay, wait, give me. I wanna.
We might need a full recap.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no worries, we can do that. Let me just.
Just give me a cap. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you went very quiet, Connie.
Hello?
I can barely hear you,
Yo,
Connie.
what?
Hello?
His voice is actually clearer. It's just like less loud.
Yeah, but he's on 200% for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Can
But
you guys hear me now?
I can.
That
I don't think he can.
Alright,
did
cool.
that
No,
get
I couldn't
quieter?
hear you. That was the problem.
Hey, can
I
you hear him now?
mean, he's on 82% for me, so I can
Can you
turn
not
it
hear me?
up.
I can kind of hear you. It was very quiet for me.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's so weird.
How's that?
Oh, I
Like
can
that.
hear that. But
He's
also,
at,
I
like,
did turn you up to
160.
200%.
Hey, you still can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Now he's loud.
Yeah, you're good,
Was
Connie.
that too loud for you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I can just turn it down.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just turned everyone down a bit and kept you on 200%, so you're fine.
I'm still on 200%. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's just Discord shenanigans.
Is your
Maybe.
volume up, Rick? Like
Is
your
that better?
bass volume?
Sorry?
Maybe your bass volume, like your headphone volume, is just lower right now.
Yeah, ma'am, no, my volume is fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, if
How
you
about
think
now?
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, that is.
It
I'm
sounds
just double checking. Alright, fine. Anyway. Alright, so session 146, the road to good meat. So we as a group just decided to make our way over to good meat, and it was an interesting journey. On the road we came across some interesting figures pointed out to us by Amalfi. Yeah, we managed to spot some of these interesting fishmen who can be reasoned with, but are not the most welcoming. So, as we make our way to good meat, something catches our attention. There is an odd quiet, and despite the fact that it's the dead of the night, it's still very, very unnatural. So, being the inquisitive lot we are, Adrish decides to send Hope up into the air to investigate, and Hope notices a lone figure standing in the middle of the road, surrounded by no one, still. After a bit of deliberation, we then decide to approach the individual, and we actually notice that the individual in question is completely and totally, utterly frostbitten, with their eyes shut. However, despite the poor condition they're in, we notice breaths. They also seem to be suffering from something else alongside their frostbite. But despite our best ever efforts, we're unable to detect some other sort of magical effect. We really can't discern what it is. We then do our best efforts to try and help them. We take them to a warmer spot, get them nice and temperate, and start to peel away the layers of clothing. And we see the true state that their body is in, and it doesn't look good. We also, after looking at the individual, we then make the decision that being outside is really, really for the worst, and we try and get him a spot into one of the buildings. Adrish wanders into a building not too far away, and in that he comes across a couple in bed. And despite the fact that Adrish isn't necessarily being quiet, they seem to make no sort of movement at all. And that's when we think something is weird. After discussion with Amalfi, she offers to stay with our friend who we initially rescued, as well as the other individuals that we've come across. It appears that they're all suffering from the same effect. And instead, we're charged with going to investigate the brewery, as we believe that potentially may be the cause. We make our way over to the brewery and begin investigating. Finn takes the first step, and as soon as he steps through the threshold of the brewery, he notices an entity jump out and try and attack Doran. Finn attempts to halt them, but for some reason, it appears as though Finn is just swinging his fist through the air, as though Fang Fury doesn't heed his call. We take a better look at the assailant. They appear to be a 40-year-old-ish man holding a dagger laced with some sort of most likely venomous liquid. And they look at us with a crazy sheen to their eyes. We then proceed to get into a fracas of sorts, ultimately ending with Vave taking out the individual. And upon them, we uncover a folded piece of parchment, a letter addressed to a man named Liam. Liam is informed that the next part of their experiments must press forward under the orders of the master. In fullness, the letter reads, Liam, the time is now. Aegis has arrived, and already their meddling disrupts our work. There is no luxury for hesitation. We move forward without delay. The experiment in Red Larch yielded results beyond expectation, and Lady Gloom assures me her creature was but half formed. Yours will have to suffice, with an even greater challenge. Distribute a barrel to every major tavern across the towns. Let the next batch be prepared with haste. These wretches are ever thirsty. Ensure our new employees serve their purpose well. Do not fail me. The master's patience is thin as a blade's edge, and Lord Ashgrave's judgment is colder than the grave. The cities must drown in discord before the harvest begins. Should you falter, I will see to it that Lady Gloom finds another cow for her craft. You understand what that means. Make them drink, make them fall. Warlock. After a short bit of deliberation, as we're all sitting on this letter, Doran mutters something under his breath. Something related to the ale, and that's when it strikes Adrish. He remembers at the tavern in Red Larch, whilst we were waiting for an audience with the head of the family, the woman who was running the tavern was chatting to us and mentioned that the village hasn't had much trouble from the cultists yet. It appears that the villagers spent their evenings gathering things, especially since they brewed this new ale, the Red Larch ale. The people seem to be getting obsessed with almost to the point of addiction. At the time, it didn't really strike us, but upon reading this letter, a weight starts to descend upon us. Why didn't we inquire more? Why didn't we press? Why didn't we think it was odd? Why? Why? After shaking off our stupor, we then head further into the basement and we see a grotesque sight. The source of the ale, a creature that appears to be some sort of fusion between a human and something. Obviously, the work of Lady Alina Gloom. We also see corpses mixing the viscous fluid flowing from the creature into a vat of ale. And we're clear on what needs to be done. We press on, clear the undead, and then put the abomination out of its misery. Finn decides it's something that he needs to take charge of. He needs to do some atoning, especially when it comes to Fang Fury and Claw Fury. He needs to step up in this moment. So as Finn steps forward and he looks at the towering creature, he notices that it's in a perpetual state of agony. He can see in those eyes a deep, desperate yearning for release. Finn knows what he needs to do. So he slams his gauntlets together and goes giant. And summons Fang Fury. And as swiftly and as smoothly as he's able to, Finn decapitates the creature. And lays it to rest. After doing some digging in the brewery, we also find a letter of pedigree that marks Liam Blackthorne as a master brewer. And after not finding anything else of much use, we decide it's best to just raise the brewery to the ground. We need to get rid of the horrors that we came across. And that's where we ended last session.
Indeed, we did. Kind of like my session notes for this. Finn has Fang Fury dysfunction. Meet the cow.
The cow.
You mean FD? FFD?
Oh no. You called that thing the cow.
God.
You know, it was producing a
Yeah,
liquid.
Yeah, we get it. No. Ugh.
It was
You
literally
produce liquid,
named
we
that
don't
in the
call you a cow.
letter. Oh. Anyhow,
Didn't we also see like some people coming out of their homes and stuff?
yes. So, it is the early morning hours. And as the sun begins to just peek over from the east, as you know, it has this rise above the spine of the world. In the pinkish orange light, you see figures sort of stumbling out of their houses, looking in the light, blinking and sort of teetering on their feet. Well, one light, the blazing sun, and I guess the brewery would have burned down at this point, so not the blazing light of the meat hole.
Hmm.
What do you do?
I need some rest. I just sleep.
Yeah.
That is true. You have spent the night running from one town to the other. You haven't rested in quite many hours, and it is early morning now.
I think we all need rest.
We should also check on Amalti first.
Yeah, we kind of left her to do a little
Yeah.
bit of nursing.
We should see how they're doing.
I head back to the house that we left Amalti in, where people are probably awake now.
You head back to the place you broke into.
Yep.
So you have awoken one of them, right?
Yeah, but they were just sort of staring at the ceiling before.
Let's hope her eyeballs didn't dry out.
Oh God!
No, she blinked, right?
Wait, yeah, no, she blinked for communication.
Did she? I don't think she communicated
No,
with you.
he couldn't communicate, but she was just blinking randomly.
Oh,
Oh, then she should be fine, right?
Yeah, that's why you blink your eyebrows, to make sure that you don't dehydrate your eyeballs.
Alright. So, with the people sort of confusedly looking all around, at the burned down meat hole, nobody pays much attention to you. You make your way back to the sort of north side of town, where you find a house where you left Amalti. There doesn't seem to be any difference to the house.
The door is still broken.
Did you break the
Wait,
door?
no, we didn't break the door. It just wasn't locked, right?
Yeah, I think Wave just opened the door in front of me.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you head in, you'd see the couple sitting at a table, sort of almost in a daze, just slowly eating food. As you're standing, it seems that they were chatting with Amalti. But as the door swings open, they sort of turn towards you, sort of narrowing their eye in the light beaming through the door, but doesn't seem to acknowledge you properly that you're coming into their home.
Ah, good to see that you're up. Monty, any progress with our friend here? What's the condition of the dude?
You see Amalti lay the man down on the ground as he was sort of almost like nursing his head in her lap. You see that bandage covers now the man's face and exposed hands. You don't really see much about him under the thick wraps.
But is he breathing? Can I see his chest rising?
He is breathing.
Okay.
Amalti sort of stands up and brushes some dust off his clothes. Well, I did what I could for him. But what happened? Not long ago, these people awoken, but they just sort of wandered in. I was talking to them, they seemed to reply, but it is as if they are not fully here.
The effects of the spell still linger somehow. We think we found what was causing it and we destroyed it, but if you say they're not completely responsible, I turn to them. Where are my manners? My name is Drishtansfolk. These are my friends. We are collectively known as the Pages of the Sword Coast. I'm sorry for the intrusion into your home. At the time, it seemed necessary.
Both of them are sort of staring at you, slowly blinking, and then a man just sort of, like a white smile spreads on his face, like, "Did you hear that, Marta? It's Aegis. The famous Aegis in our home. He said his name was Lord Einsfog, like we heard the stories." And you see the woman sort of just nods slowly, and she smiles towards you as well. And it seems odd. Like there's no real joy in those smiles, but it's not like a creepy smile either. It is sort of like this sort of dull smile, which, like, if it's completely involuntary.
Yeah, like, this whole thing is creeping me out.
After effects of the potion, you think? But
Perhaps.
they drank. Maybe
If I could take a
some
look.
kind of restoration spell.
Maybe. And I look at Doran because I don't have those abilities.
Poison, like alcohol counts as poison, right? And lesser restoration, I think, fixes that.
Yeah, I think so.
If it is something.
Yeah, that's the reason fixes poison. And disease, and blindness, deafness, being paralyzed.
And it fits being a simpleton.
Wow.
Okay, Doran, perhaps try a restoration. See if that helps.
Doran has plenty of spell slots left.
Does he have it prepared?
He can even cast, probably? I don't think so. He might not. Let's see what you have prepared. And he has lesser restoration prepared.
Alright then.
Does he have greater
have
restoration prepared? He even has greater restoration prepared.
Yeah, we did have it prepared because they do different things, right? I remember we talked about some.
I know. Maybe their wisdom was reduced to 1.
Let's try the lesser first to see if that helps at all.
Their wisdom and intelligence is now 1.
Doran, can you do the honors?
Yep, Dorian sort of walks up to the couple and they just sort of smile at him. The man sort of reaches out and grabs hold of his robes and sort of strokes the fabric, looking at him. Reach casts fireball. Oh no, sorry, that's last session. And sort of Dorian just motions like with his finger between the two of them.
Pick one, dude.
Yeah.
As the man reaches out with another hand, sort of grab his hand, like like a toddler trying to grab hold of a finger pointed at him.
Oh.
Dorian puts a hand on his forehead and casts restoration.
Anything new to happen?
The man's arms fall to his side as he just stares at Dorian for a moment. And then sort of shakes his head, blinks, and looks at all of you. Excuse me? What are you doing in my house?
Oh, thank God.
Oh wait. You're Aegis, right?
Yep. Yes.
You just said that.
Yes.
But why did you... He sort of looks at the woman. Marta, what's going on with you, Marta?
Doran.
Going to guess less restoration again.
Yeah.
Alright, another spell slot.
Yeah.
So Dorian just sort of walks over, places a hand on the woman's shoulder, who's just sort of with a tilted head smiling at at her husband. Sort of just slowly blinking one eye at a time.
Ah!
But
I hate that.
as soon as the spell is cast, she sort of shudders and then looks at Dorian with a fright and sort of tries to get away from him.
Relax, that's okay. It's the after effects of whatever was causing your conditions. We were just getting rid of it. It's some kind of poisoning. Hopefully the rest of
Poisoning?
it-
What do you mean, poisoning?
Somebody poisoned the ale in the town.
Oh no. That's horrible. But then everybody in the town could be affected.
They are. The worst of the effects is over, though. I'm hoping that this drunkenness, and I do air quotes, disappears with time. I don't think Doran can do many more of these today.
Oh, he has like 5, 7, 10,
Yeah,
12
but not
spell
enough for a
slots.
town.
He has 12 spell slots, and you're about to have a long rest.
I mean, he could do a few more, but that's not anywhere near the number of people in the town. There's hundreds of people in the town.
You know how many people live in this town?
Maybe 100.
112, maybe.
Let me just double check it for you.
Just watch, the answer's like 56.
It is so tiny. This is the tiniest shit town. So we are in Goodmead.
How many people live in the hovel of
Goodmead
Goodmead?
population is around 100.
Yep. So, are you feeling okay now? Are you feeling yourself again?
I don't know. I don't remember what was going on. I remember you came into our home and
What was
that-
yesterday? The date?
don't know.
Do you remember the last date you remember?
Dates are not like strictly followed in.
But like,
in a se-
they would remember like what was the last festival they celebrated or something like that, right?
maybe what.
Because we're only like a month out from
Do
midsummer.
you
I'm sure
happen?
everybody
What's the
knows
last
midsummer.
thing that you remember doing? Clearly.
Well, like a month and a half to be honest from midsummer.
Do you remember how long ago midsummer was?
Like 10 days. He sort of turns to the woman as well. Yeah, 10 days. It was something like that.
It's been 4-10 days since midsummer, so you're missing about a 10 day. The potion you drank, it rendered you paralyzed, as it did the rest of the town. When we removed the effect from, when we destroyed the cause of the illness/curse, it seems to have withdrawn the effects as well. But you're missing the time. You're missing. I came into the house. You were both sleeping in bed. I assume that's how you had been for the last week. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was it again? Your wife's name is Martha. You are
Dennis.
Dennis. You'll be okay.
His name is Dennis.
Tennis.
Panis.
2 N's.
Say that again.
Tannis.
The Prince of Tennis.
Oh, tennis.
I also heard tennis.
Wait, you don't know
Have you not seen the Prince of Tennis?
No.
It's one of the best animes ever.
It's a fucking Prince of Tennis. Never fucking heard of this.
I'm gonna
Wait, you've
Google
never
it
seen
now.
Prince of Tennis?
No, never even heard of it.
How is this possible? Really?
I don't watch
I mean, I haven't
sports
seen
anime
it.
to begin with, so
Oh, Prince of Tennis is huge though.
yeah, I believe you. Just
Yeah, it is really big.
because I think
Huh.
it's because I don't watch sports anime. That's why I just avoided me.
Okay.
Like I think the last sport anime that I seen was
Let me think.
Captain Tsubasa.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Slam Dunk, but okay.
No, it was
You didn't-
Captain Tsubasa.
You didn't even watch. I mean, Captain Slam Dunk is older than Captain Tsubasa.
No, and the reason I was watching Captain Tsubasa because it was like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Hey man, Captain Tsubasa was great.
Yeah, I loved how everyone looked the exact same.
Yep. And all of them had superpowers.
Superpowers per se.
I mean, you should watch
Okay.
Slam Dunk. Hey,
My PC is doing something weird.
It's trying to load up the Prince of Tennis.
Well, I did search up Prince of Tennis, but then I can't click anything.
Oh.
Okay, now it's fixed.
The Prince of Tennis is taking over.
The Princess Tennis has brought me a virus.
The Ghost of Tennis.
The ghost of tennis. Anyway. So yeah, Tannis.
I do think we need to rest. Is there an inn somewhere here, Dennis, that we can go to other than the brewery which we burnt down?
You mean the meat hall that was the largest home in the entire hamlet?
Yep.
The only place that would have extra rooms.
So that's a no then.
But he was going to say like the meat hall has some spare rooms. I'm sure people will be glad to have
Yeah,
you
the
there
meat
for
hall
free.
is-
The meat hall
meat hall
is
is-
on fire.
It's actually burnt to the ground now. But
Oh no! Oh no! And
Dennis, this is how we got here. This is how you ended up this way. The meat hall was poisoning you. Stop drinking.
it was also, practically the only real source of income for this entire town.
Fine, they'll figure it out.
Make a new one, bro.
Start making
They'll
fishbone.
survive, right?
Start making fishbone statues.
You need to stop drinking and start carving tiny.
I'll BRB. I'm
fishbone
gonna go get some
Nope,
lemon
nope,
water or something for these fucking hiccups.
The meat hall is what caused this place, caused this whole problem.
I think it was the cult, not the meat hole, but preach.
Yeah. I mean, the cult created the problem. The meat hall is what spread it. Like the plague. Because apparently no one in this town doesn't drink and they don't have children. Or even the children are drunk.
Or, they poisoned the water supply.
From the letter, it seemed like they just like to drink. Also, what the fuck is a water supply in this town? Is there a well?
Yeah,
Did they poison the well?
maybe.
But they were like mixing it with the ale. We didn't see
Yeah.
them like putting it in the water supply or whatever.
But, I didn't want to point this out to you, but it did seem that what they did with this town was different from what they did with the other towns, right? Because these people didn't just, jump at each other's throat.
Yeah, they were just like, I mean, they needed them to be sedentary so that they could just continue their operations in peace.
Maybe it's not an entire town of drunks.
It is, though, isn't it? Like, I saw no children, running around scared because their parents wouldn't wake up. Everyone is fucking drunk.
The children drinks the most.
Little Timmy must have his tequila.
But the thing is, at the same time, when the water is questionable, like, in medieval times, for example, it was more safe to drink wine and beer.
Yeah, you ain't trying to drink the water.
Because it was more sanitary than the fucking well water.
Yeah, true. That's why you feed your kids tequila. That's why Timmy must have his tequila every morning.
Not tequila, but that times the wines and beers were a lot less alcoholic. Like it was just a couple percent.
Timmy must have his beer then.
Yeah, his IPA.
Billy and his brews.
I have returned.
I think we need to find a place to rest. Or also we kind of need to find the speaker for the town, right? Guys? Guys, it looks like I'm talking to walls.
I'm not too sure what you said, so that's why I'm quiet.
I said
Repeat that again.
we need to rest, or maybe perhaps find the speaker for the town. Maybe break
That'd be a
them out
good
of
place
the
to start.
inform them about what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to tell somebody about the fact that
We do.
burnt the brewery to the ground.
Where would we go about that? Where can we find the speaker? I turn towards my friend.
Tennis.
No, not tennis.
Amalfi.
About
Wait, what if Tannis is the speaker?
no, wait, tennis. That's
Bruh.
the
Hey,
speaker.
imagine.
Imagine.
Oh, no, why would I bother with that? No, if you wish to speak with the speaker, you need just to look for the brewmaster, Liam Blackthorn. He is our elected speaker.
Is
Oh,
there
great.
another one?
Does he have a deputy?
Why? Well, you wouldn't really need a deputy speaker for such a small town as ours.
You're gonna need a new speaker.
What?
Liam was
don't tell
working
me.
with the cult.
Leon has perished.
He was a cultist.
What?
He was the one who was poisoning
What?
you all.
What?
Yeah.
His whole worldview is shaken.
Start foaming at the
No,
mouth.
we've actually finished this man, bro.
Poor guy.
Dennis, I think you need to start taking more responsibility in your town.
Yeah.
You don't
We've
want-
actually ended this guy's whole
the
career.
woman just sort of behind his waist just shakes her head, just making.
No. Not him, anyone but him.
Dice is like, "Yeah, you're right, Rhode Armstrong. I should. I'll head out and gather the people who are not affected yet or anymore." He just walks out.
I think you're probably gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
He's out. He just left.
Well, there's very little harm that can come of that, right? Right?
Sorry, I missed the last couple of minutes. Last minute. What happened?
Dennis just, took you on your word, saying that, he should take action and become a more prominent member of the community. And he has left the house to gather the people who have not been or have, wakened from the stupor.
Good on you, Dennis.
And Emma's just like, there's very little harm in that, right?
He even left the door open.
Hey man, the guy just has
Yeah,
a
it's
new
not awful.
determination. He
Yeah.
seems like he had a good head on his shoulders.
Or, he's still affected by some kind of poison that makes him compliant to the orders.
Super group.
Nope, he's cured of all poisons. That is the one thing we know.
Then maybe he's just like that.
He
Oh,
just
God.
is that way. That's just Dennis. That's so Dennis.
He
That's so...
just follows
Oh,
orders.
Tannis.
Oh, Dennis.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
He's a people pleaser.
Anyway, what do you guys do?
I think we just need to take a rest. Perhaps let's find a spot in the town or right outside it where we can set up a tent.
Perhaps. Let's go look for one, then.
We'll do that.
Right. So,
Thank you, Martha, for your hospitality.
Any time, I guess.
We're sorry for the
such a-
intrusion.
Well, if what you said about what you've done is true, we are grateful for saving us, or saving everyone, it seems.
It's kind of what we do, but go ahead.
Yes, it's just our thing.
Anyway, we must be off. And I exit. Amalti, do you think he will be okay, or are you gonna come with us? What's your...
Yeah, Amate is coming with you.
What's she doing about it?
You, as you look over your shoulder, you see she exchanges a couple of harsh words with the woman, and at that point, she actually notices the horribly bandaged up man in front of their fireplace.
Oh,
I trust you'll be okay with that, Martha.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
We
trust
already
you.
left.
we're already gone.
Okay.
We out.
So, yeah, Amati joins you, in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're heading out of town, I guess?
Or like somewhere in town where there's enough space for to set up the tent.
Probably anywhere.
Yeah.
Not like a densely packed town.
I just don't want to do it in the middle of the street, that's all.
Just a bunch of hovels. Well, they're not hovels, they're houses. Yeah. You take up an empty lot and set up your setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Dome, tent, guard dog,
Yep.
hope on the roof,
Yep.
imp in the sewers.
Yep.
There are no sewers.
Yeah, just the usual.
Do you even have the imp at the moment? Or
Wait. I do, yeah.
What?
But we need to check the water supply. Oh god damn it.
Wait, we need to check the what supply?
Yeah, in case they poisoned it.
Oh, God.
Do we have a test? Should we give it? Do we
I
need a
hold
taste
up
tester?
my finger.
Oh, tennis!
No, we have identified.
Yeah.
Should be fine. Need to draw some water. Let's head to the well first.
Let's.
I think there are 2 wells actually.
I'll go get a sample from one and I'll meet you at the other one.
Alright.
So you bring back your samples here as Emma is working on the dome being set up.
Yeah, and I'll also
I guess
put
not,
a
because you need
sign
to
on
be
the
there.
well.
Don't drink.
Yeah, don't drink, unsafe, poisoned.
Right.
You realize that might make some people actually drink it, right?
It doesn't say alcohol, it says poisoned.
Not alcoholic.
Billy will stay away from it, I'm sure.
Billy never drinks the water anyway. It's too weak.
Alright. Identify.
Right. So, you touch, I guess, the water surface.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, or I mean, I'd assume that, like, sticking my finger in would have the same effect, because it's touching.
Yeah, you detect
And I'm
nothing.
using an actual fucking spell slot.
Yep, you detect nothing.
Okay. That's clean.
We did detect magic on the ale, right? And we used it there.
Yeah.
So it should be fine then.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna go take down the signs. And then I'm gonna come back to the tent and fall into the bedroll and just
Snore.
start snoring.
I love how, there is a spell called Detect Poison and Disease.
I don't think we have it prepared.
No, but like...
Like
It
what? Him?
exists.
not every poison is magical.
Yeah, true, but this one is.
I mean,
Yeah.
should we just wait until tomorrow and then test it?
Nah, it's fine.
Nah, but see, you're saying
I
that like
mean,
we can't
it would
trust
still
you, bro.
probably be
I'm
a good
sorry.
idea.
It's fine, guys.
Yeah, the water only has cholera.
It's just cholera and dengue infested fucking mosquitoes.
And those little flatworms that go into your brain.
Ah. Nothing
This
out
is
of the
long-term
ordinary.
That's all the water. You can't just stop drinking water.
It
Yeah.
just comes from the fish.
Oh,
Not like
God.
there's a river here, right? Right?
But there's a huge lake.
Wait, wouldn't that be the water supply then?
Not necessarily. Like people know not to just drink from random lakes
Okay. Why?
because they know
Because they
better
have the
than.
common sense not to.
It's as good as the. It's there.
No, well water is much safer than just drinking with open water because it filters through a lot of substrate.
Hmm.
As well as you can,
Wait, you say well water is better than river water?
yeah.
Not river water. lake water.
Even river water really, because it just filters through a lot of substrate and earth, and there's biological breakdown of like toxins and heavy metals as well. So, like if you dig a deep enough well, the water in it is going to be fairly clean.
Nice. Okay.
The problem
Anyway.
with lakes is the stagnation, right?
Yeah, these lakes don't stagnate because they are they have rivers flowing in and out of them. They just there's a lot of fish shit in all of them, and also fish people apparently.
Apparently.
Who knows what else fucking lurks in the deep?
The kraken is actually in this lake.
A fish cat.
No, the kraken is in all of the lakes. Like it's in between. There's like a lake underground connecting all three of them.
And one tentacle comes through every single lake.
Yeah. Yeah, like let me just throw in the.
How do you think the rivers were formed?
Yeah, so like
Erosion? No.
That's the mantle, and like the head is down here, and the tentacles come out here and here. You see?
Hmm.
And there's the
Where's the beak?
yeah, that's the beak.
Okay.
Angry.
Looks like a big
Sorry,
fly.
what?
Looks like a big fly.
Not my best work. Anyway, so after determining that the water should be safe,
You fall asleep instantly.
you erect the barrier once more and pull out the tent. And you set out for a good long rest. Are you guys taking watches or?
Yes. I am at least.
Others is asleep. We established that.
No.
Do you want me to go first?
If you want.
The middle of the day in the city will be fine. We have hope.
Yeah, she
I
can
mean, we
alarm
might
you,
as well.
right?
So.
I'm sure she can make a noise.
In my head. Danger, danger, danger.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Alert!
Danger.
Alert! Alert! Alert!
You just get suddenly you're in a dream when you're all surrounded and you're being stabbed by goblins or cultists or something, and you wake up and you're being stabbed by goblins and cultists. Anyway, so yeah, well, what's that watch order then?
I think Finn said he was gonna do it first.
Alright.
Yo, is Squirrel really quiet for anyone else, or is it just me?
Oh?
Just you.
Not particularly.
Hang on.
I mean, to be fair, I have been facing, like, away from my mic.
Like I had
fair
around
bit.
55%, so
Yeah, I have around like 37%.
God, what is up with your audio? Jeez, man.
because you're loud. Alright. So, Finn, in that case, all of your friends settle in for a rest. Amalti takes up a resting, meditative position as well. Would you give me just a perception check, please?
Hey, does it say that I'm on the server?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm only seeing a grey screen, so I'm gonna reload.
You want me to kick you?
Yes, please. Gently, gently.
Kick you across the lake?
Page
Aw, the
unresponsive
gentle
is not
kick
a
of
good
consent.
Kick you hard, so hard you land in Bremen.
Is it weird that I'm eating a hot dog with rice?
That is weird.
Huh? What? Wait, no, wait. But like, are you eating a hot dog? So like just the sausage, or are you eating a hot dog with the bun and rice?
It's just this. It's only the turkey sausage.
Is
Oh,
it
that's calm then. Like, it's just
is it
meat,
like-
innit?
is it wrapped in rice or just?
I'm taking bites of it with rice.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
sure. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
that's cool.
that's just ultra processed meat.
And packing rice into it. Because I slid it down the middle.
Got on your back?
Yeah, I think I'm on the. Oh, yeah, I think I'm on the table.
Right. So perception check, please.
Yes, sir. Perception. So perceptive. I've got eyes in the back of my head, like.
Hasn't showed up yet. Still hasn't showed up.
What is. Bro. Is this my laptop or is it Foundry? Did you see my roll?
I saw the dice roll, but it hasn't showed up in chat yet.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's weird.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, 16. 16, 16.
yeah, it's you, Gonny.
What?
Also,
I just made a
it's
check and it just immediately showed up. So it's
Oh,
you.
maybe it is me.
Anyway, so Finn, as you keep a watch on the street ahead of you, watching for odd signs or sounds or anything, nothing of the sort happens. At one point, you do see a person sort of stumble through the street, like moving in one direction, but he doesn't seem to be in trouble or anything. At one point, you do see Tennis dragging a sort of hand cart with boxes in it. He stops and takes a look at the opaque dome for a moment, and then moves on. But more importantly, you notice something odd. Well, kind of odd. You notice a multi. She's clearly resting. She's just taken up the sort of similar meditative pose as Dorian and Emma sometimes does. But you notice that periodically she sort of opens her eyes and glances at all of you and then closes them back.
Struggling to get some rest.
They just sort of say this out.
Yeah, is everything okay, Mal? Are you struggling to get some rest?
It is fine, Finn. Oh,
Wait, why are you saying it was such? Hey, me and Murphy are cool, bro. What's going on?
Come again, Cody? The fuck was that noise that you just made to me?
Nah, the way you said it was like very like me and the mafia beefing. Like we're not beefing, we're cool. She was like, "It's fine, Finn." I was like, "Alright."
Oh no, I must have not come through the mic properly. I was more on the hesitant to just call you Finn because I realized that you never really established that you're on first name basis.
Oh. Alright, well, Finn will be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm healthy. Finn's more than fine. Like, we've already fought together."
Oh. It's fine, Finn. Just I think we need to move after we rest as soon as possible. I am with the cold spreading this fast through the towns, and in this great proportion, I am worried about Dugan's Hole.
You worried about Dugan's Hall?
Yes, it's one of the smallest towns in out of the 10, but there is a great danger there. I will explain it once once we all rested.
Okay, that's no worries. And I understand you being concerned, especially with everything that you've seen so far, but like, there's nothing we can do about it in the immediate future. So try and get as much rest as you can.
I just hope we're not too late, because if we are, there won't be anything to find at Dugan's Hole.
I understand. Yeah, we'll deal with that once the others have gotten a bit of rest, and we'll make a beeline there, and do everything we can to assuage your worries.
Right? So yeah, with that you turn away once more, and still, as you continue your watch, you feel periodically a Maltese piercing eyes on the back of your neck. Some time and time again. But other than that, your watch passes uneventful.
Okay. I'm gonna wake up Emma it's time to watch. Emma, Emma,
All right. Fine.
go for it.
You're fine, Finn. And I
Also,
guess I rubbed the
Amalfi,
sleep out of my eyes. Oh,
Amalfi seems a bit worried, so maybe you want to have a talk with her and make sure she's good. And Finn winks and then goes to bed.
ugh. I roll my eyes. And, get ready for watching.
Well, so as you sit down to watch, Amalti joins you.
Are you okay? Finn?
I'm fine, Emma. It's fine. It's just, before you arrived, I thought this cult was just another nuisance to deal with. Just like the bandits, like the bugbears, like the yetis coming in sometimes, and the odd remoras coming in for a snack. But this is so much bigger, and what they did in East Haven and in Goodmead, like, I can only think of the horrors that they might have done to the other cities.
Well, we'll go next to wherever you think we should.
It's not
Wherever
that, Emma,
you
it's
feel
just-
is most vulnerable.
It's not that. In East Haven, if you weren't there, all three speaker could have died. And I don't think there was anything I could have done. And what you told me about that monster in the basement, what could I have done to save these people?
I don't know, Amalfi. I don't know. But what I do know is that you can provide hope. And hope is sometimes far more important than anything else. Because if people have hope, they have a reason to keep going. To keep pushing whatever it is they're pushing.
She turns towards you and looks you in the eye. And what does give you? What is that gives you hope, Emma? What keeps you going?
And I'll just sort of look up and out at the stars. I'm not sure.
It's midday.
Oh,
You
right.
look at the sun. It burns
Yeah,
your
no,
eyes.
honestly. Sort of glancing up at the clouds, and I'm.
You look at the star, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically the stars are still there.
Technically, yeah.
But yeah,
With
no,
your
like
passive
my
perception
eyes.
of 54, you can see it.
My eyes like flit around the clouds. I'm not sure, Amalfi. But if I had to choose an answer, I mean, all of my answers would be right here. Almost all of them. Finn, Trist, the others. Friends.
Poor
Friends. Families.
NPCs.
People like you. People that I can do something to comfort. I know I'm not the best in a fight. I'm not even the best healer. But if I can do anything to help the kind of balance of chaos and peace and good and evil that this universe seems to work under for the better, I'd say I'm content. And I'd say that brings me some solace, even in the face of nothing really that gives me hope. Do not ask me to repeat that. I have no idea what the fuck I just said.
You said nothing. To be honest,
Yeah.
it was a real jumble
That's fair.
of not real things. That's good, Emma. It's good to have all these good people around you to support you. I spent a lot of time on my own. Couldn't really rely upon the people around me. I seem to move around too much, or, well, only be around for a short while, it felt. She sort of messes around around her neck and pulls out this silvery chain with a little medallion at the end of it.
Ooh.
But as you take a closer look, the medallion is sort of it looks like a horse head, but there's this sort of curved, pointed horn coming out from the horse's forehead, the head of a unicorn.
Oh.
But
That's...
well, until recently, At least the gods were on our side, and they were by us. Anyway, let's see if Tanis falls over with the cart again.
Let's.
He does. He seems to be just moving the same cart of boxes up and down. You're not certain of what is the purpose or if he has a purpose, but he does look like he is trying to be important looking. Nevertheless, the watch goes by uneventful, and you all awaken with a successful, completed long
Oh, thank
rest.
God.
Lou? Bunny? Hardy? Any
I'm here,
reaction?
I'm here.
Oh! Finn starts stretching.
Fitz gets stabbed.
Oh
Same
god.
noise.
What? The hell happened? Oh my god, why do I feel like I've been sleeping for... Wait. Oh. Guys.
Adish, as Finn begins to collapse the tent on top of you, you see that the sun is on the other edge of the horizon. It is begins to set. It is not setting yet properly, but it sort of begins to set. It's sort of the mid to late afternoon.
Well, guess we have anything else to do here?
It does not matter, Lord Einsvog. We must leave.
We have to get to the other towns.
Girl, you don't know that. He didn't mention it to you.
Make sure they're safe. Yeah, but she's worried about the other towns.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Yeah. She knows she's worried about them, but not specifically Dugan's Hall.
Yeah.
We must reach Dugan's Hall as soon as possible.
Wait, sorry, what was the problem at Dugan's Hole again?
Dugan's Hall is special. There is Dugan's Hall holds a threat that I am well aware of. It's a place which was dangerous even without the cult's presence. And if it is active, then, well, then everyone is in great danger.
Well, then we head to Dugan's Hole. Perhaps we should inform someone other than Tanis about what the hell has gone on here. How are the townspeople?
I asked Martha to try to explain what has happened once they have woken out of their stupor, but I was sitting here with Emma and I haven't seen many of them come out. Perhaps they're still in that strange, almost dreamlike state they were. But there's nothing we can do for them for now. Perhaps on our way back we can check on them, but we must go to Dugan's Hall.
Very well then. Lead the way. Let's get out of here.
Okay. You leave Dugan's Hall behind.
But no, we don't leave Dugan's Hole. We're going to...
Oh, sorry, you leave Goodmead behind.
Where the hell is Dugan's Hole on the map?
I think
Like,
it's
right
the...
next to Goodmead.
Oh, it's the
Oh.
left side. I'm looking at the right side. Can you tell us more about this threat at Dugan's Hole as we head there? and generally more about the settlement?
It was like, I think Dugan's Hole and Goodmead are maybe 3 miles apart.
Oh, okay. It's like
Yeah, like
an
roughly 3 miles apart. So
hour and a half.
like an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amalti seems to give you a very strong pace. Like she looks back at you as you're sort of lagging behind, but barely waits until you catch up to move on.
Marty, I
I
need to know what we're walking into. What the
would you
hell is
all
this?
give me please a survival check just to see if you're keeping up with her brisk pace?
All right. Oh my god, I saw that, Peter. Ooh.
Oh, oh, the old man. Poor old man.
Ah! Marty, slow down!
The cold is doing wonders to your knees.
I'm still basically asleep. My legs haven't woken up yet.
I love how this is the second time this happens.
Adrist,
Hey,
maybe
Marty,
you should
quickly,
start to admit that you're just old.
Let me just. I kicked you,
You want to
Golia.
go on without me, Emma? Is that what you're saying?
Can you roll the survival check for me, please?
Yeah, sure. The best. I'm very certain that you're going to succeed, Golia. Huh?
I mean, you never know.
You had a 13. That's not bad.
Especially when you consider there's an old man lagging behind you somewhere.
The old man dragging himself along. Oh, so Golia, Wave had a 26. No, that's nice.
Oh.
He just
I thought
picks
that
me
was-
up and throws me over
Why
his
did you
shoulder.
dunk on me specifically? I'm not the. Fair. You
No,
know.
no,
fair
no.
enough.
I thought it was your role coming in late.
Oh, fair.
I was like, oh, Finn, your role is up. Nope. So yeah, Adrisht, once again, you feel your body losing on you.
Yeah.
It is worrying that
No, it's just the morning. It's in the morning. It takes some time for my legs to warm up.
it's definitely just a morning, right? But at the same time, you recall at the start of your adventure, you were still at, your soldier strength and your farmer resilience and stamina was with you, and those are all gone now. Anyway, you're still making decent pace. Sometimes Wave sort of grabs you and sort of pulls you out of a ditch to move you along.
Malti, if you're gonna help, we need to know what the hell we're walking into. Can you slow down? Tell me, what the hell are we walking into? What is this threat you keep talking about? What has you so worried?
Dugan Hole has nothing to do to it, to be honest. It's the smallest of 10 towns. Has just a couple buildings, a pair of piers. It was set up by Dugan Dobris. An idiot, to be honest. Just found a good fishing spot here, but he didn't know what he was walking into. And
what was he walking into?
By the time I told them to leave, they didn't. It's Troom.
Room?
Room.
True?
I'm sorry, I don't know what that means.
What's that?
Just outside town, just next to it is the 20 Stones of Troom, this ancient site.
And?
It's been there before any of the towns were established here. And it is the resting place of Troom.
I'm sorry, who is Strom?
Troom,
What is Strom?
it's a creature. People say he or it used to live in Icewind Dale in ages past. Others believe he's some sort of long forgotten deity.
Wait, sorry, hey, could you repeat that? What used to live in Icewood Dale?
Room.
True.
Thrune?
THRUMN.
Oh,
True.
Sometimes spelled Troon for some reason.
What the hell?
I think it's just, the sources are all over the place.
That's fair.
But on my map it's Troom, so I'm going to say Troom.
Hmm.
But I don't know if he's either of that. Because he was awoken 150 years ago. And I was there to fight him. Alongside many, many good people who have died because of Thrum. It's a monster. A horrid beast of unnatural fury. A fury
And
that
you
spreads to others. All those who fight him seems to and to lose all of their faculties. They don't care about themselves anymore. They just want to kill and fight.
fought him and survived.
Yes. But most importantly, Thrun cannot be killed. It's immortal.
Wait, what? Like immortal, or he doesn't die of old age?
Well,
It-
cannot
we-
be killed implies immortal.
We managed to stop it. Once it was slain, its body ripped apart. It disappeared, its flesh melting into the wind, but we know he was not destroyed. Because that happened before, and before that, and all the times before that.
And he always manifests at these stones, you said?
Yes, he always returns to the 20 stones of Thrun.
Why do you think?
There's a ritual that brought him forth. Some mad zealots thought they could reason with him. They could gain power from him, but they were massacred. And so were all those who lived nearby.
You think the cult can perhaps delude themselves into thinking that they can reason with him and gain power from him?
Nothing can
I
reason
mean,
with that creature. It
is
is
there someone to
mad.
steal it?
It's mad with fury. But if they unleash it, it will not stop until it's slaughtered everything in its path.
Does it often leave the stones after it's awakened? Or does it just lay there waiting?
Once Thrun was summoned, it left its less than 20 stones and slaughtered all of it in its path, be that beast or man.
And the only way to stop him is to defeat him again and rip him apart. At
That's
least
what we
until the-
learned. When he was stopped in its rampage, it dissipated, and we could only assume returned to the stones.
Surely there's a better way of binding the creature.
If the ritual has already been completed, then Dugan's Hole will be gone. And perhaps we can catch the creature before it heads towards another town.
We're assuming that the cult knows about this ritual and that they're gonna try to, well, summon the creature, but they might not. It might be okay.
I cannot be sure, and we need to know. This creature can kill thousands, Ordinesfolk.
Hmm.
And it's not easy to stop.
Do you know what kind of creature it is? Is it some kind of elemental?
It is a beast, a monster. A creature of ancient legends. I have
But
no
it
idea
is
what it is.
from this plane.
No one knows. No one knows its true origin.
What did it look like?
It's huge. It's a huge, hairy beast, like almost like an ape, but it's much greater size. It's covered with thick, shaggy white fur, with strong arms, with claw ending in clawed hands. Its face is like a wolf's, but it has no eyes. Just a rows of nostrils on the side of its face. I remember it had almost a necklace of 20 hands around its neck.
Well, all this is rather worrying.
It is.
Hopefully it's not back. Hopefully the cult
How
hasn't gotten
difficult
back.
was the battle? And have you learned anything about Tharun since? Maybe about some other ways to incapacitate it? Are we able to destroy the stones? Is there anything we can do to prevent the summoning?
No, no. That is just the first idea. We tried that. If the 20 stones are disturbed, if the flag stone is taken too far away, Trum comes and restores at all cost his lair. And sleeps once again. I told people not to even approach the stones, and they know to stay away. The flagstone is with the speaker hidden away. He's a trustworthy man. He knows not to mess with it. Well, at least I hope so.
Well, nothing for it. Go there and see what happens.
Right. Run. So, it takes you around an hour. It's late afternoon when you arrive near Dugan's Hole. Or in Dugan's Hole, I guess. Oh, sorry. It's not a he, it's a she. The speaker. I mixed it up with another small shitty town. Anyway, as you're approaching from the coast, you see a tiny little settlement. A couple houses bunched up around a long house in its center, with a shorter, longer pier jutting out onto red waters. You're pretty sure that less than 50 people lives here.
Oh, yikes.
But as you're approaching, standing over the town, you do see a hill standing on the edge of the water. And even from this distance, so it's, around 500 feet away, you can see large black monoliths jutting out of the hard brown ground, looming over the city. Let me just give you access to Dugan's Hall.
Ooh.
There might be a way, at least to keep it in place. Doran, you were telling me about that spell, the circle thing. Or magic circle egg.
Hmm?
I was talking about magic circle.
Well, Magic Circle would stop the creature from moving away if you can keep it in one place for an hour.
No, for 1 minute, right? The casting time is 1 minute.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me just double. I don't remember.
And the duration is 1 hour.
Oh yeah, I'm mixing it up with the like the Celestial Domination spell, where you need to keep it in place for 1 hour.
And then we can planar bind it if it's Celestial Element, Fey, or Fiend, which it might not be.
Yeah, if you can keep it in
Place for 1 minute.
Well, not necessarily. The thing is, like, it says that you cast it for 1 minute, and then you create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy, center a point on the ground that you can see within range. So it's not like you need to keep it in place for 1 minute.
Yeah, we have to cast at the moment of casting.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the 10 rounds. The thing is, like, that works for an hour. But if we can get the... I mean, even planar binding is only a day, right? And then we just have to keep recasting it. But recasting it is 1,000 gold every time.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like we're short on gold, but that's crazy.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, Magic Circle only prevents it from leaving non-magically, by non-magical means.
Ah.
I mean, yeah, if it can just teleport, then no, it can just leave.
That is always a possibility. If you can engage an immortal legendary monster for a minute.
Better
I
than trying to kill
mean-
it, maybe.
So you guys, do you have access to Dugan's Hall now?
Yeah. It's nice.
Like
Dugan's
the
Hole.
symbol rock and fish.
Why does it look
Honestly,
exactly the same as
yeah.
the other one?
Wow, I
Just
just.
why does it look exactly like good meat? Because all these fucking shitty small towns look exactly alike.
The only difference is the 20 stones.
No, Artie, you're not paying attention. Good meat has 1 pier. Dugan's
Oh.
Hole has 2.
Alright,
They're
alright.
clearly better than good meat.
Yeah, the twin piers. Yeah. The pair of piers. Say that 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah, the pair of peers and the 22-room stone tomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you're coming in, Dugan's Hole is not completely annihilated and destroyed, and the people are not slaughtered on the streets.
But you said there was a fire or something?
Sorry?
Didn't you say there was a fire?
No. I definitely did not say that.
Alright, alright.
As you look down from the area where you're looking in and you see people moving around town, Amalti sighs and sort of visibly shrinks a bit back. Ah, that's good. They clearly
See, nothing
haven't.
to worry about.
Yes, that's good. Still, we should speak with Freya.
I
Just
feel
to
like
make-
this is normally when the cult catches us off guard, so I think we should just go and make sure everything's okay. Should we go and check out the stones?
You should talk to the speaker first, right?
Yes. Let's first make sure that the flagstone is still safe, and then we should check the stones themselves, just to be sure. As long as we don't disturb it, Troom will not awaken. Perhaps, well, with your magical powers, I'm sure you can figure out something to further protect this little shithole. Oh, to be honest, I got to tell you guys, these guys are insane. They are living next to this monster. If I were them, I would live on the other side of the valley if I could. Yeah, as you move further into the village, some of the people approach you. They greet Amalti, and she sort of just smiles and shakes some hand and exchanges a few words with a couple people she seemed to know. When they ask about you, she tells them that, of course, you are Aegis, heroes of the Sword Coast. You know, the people of legend. You know, the saviors of Silvery Moon, the liberators of Waterdeep.
Hey, I've got a question.
Yes?
Realistically, how intense is our like? Is it actually that vivid, vibrant? Like, has it really spread that much, or is it just kind of like hearsay? Like they've heard, oh, there's like a new adventuring group. Like, what sort of level of legend would you say we are currently,
So
or
the
the
thing is,
level of
like,
like infamy?
the thing is, like, for example, what you guys did at Silvery Moon. Like, there were tons of soldiers witnessing you entering a circle of fire and fighting demons. And, clearly it was your actions that stopped the enormous giant that was going to topple the walls and trample the city. Like, that was all witnessed by people. And then the stories came back to Silvery Moon, and from there spread all over. And at the same time, in Waterdeep, um, while Lysander might try to keep it hush hush, it was clear that it was you guys who entered the city and created that ginormous beacon of light and allowed the army to go in and finally clear those weird undead blobs from the city. So these two were definitely big. And at the same time, in Mithril Hall, they stopped talking with anyone. But once you went in, they opened their doors again and started giving help and weapons to their allies to protect against the cult. So, you're not like mythic figures, so to say. Like, they don't think of you as like demigods walking amongst men, but people have heard of you. Like, the merchants and traveling sell swords, bars, whatever, they are still moving around. And when they go somewhere, first thing when you arrive in a small village or a town or you walk into a bar, people are like, "Hey, where are you from? Oh, what did you see? What news from where you're coming?" And all these people are talking about how Aegis showed up when it was most needed and how they won against the cult, how they saved people, how they defeated the cult, how they destroyed monsters and saved people from their sure death. Like, yeah, these people wouldn't know your small deeds or your actions word by word, but the name Aegis now is, at the moment at least, is part of the stories. If you were to stop adventuring now, I would say in maybe 20, 50 years, your stories would disappear because nobody would talk about that. Maybe in the libraries of the world there would be a footnote saying that, oh yeah, Aegis was the group of adventurers who have aided in the fight against the cult in Silvery Moon and who were credited with the start of the Battle of Waterdeep in... Sorry, I'm just checking the date.
You're checking the date, right?
In 1390.
Nah, that's cool. I was just curious, like, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously we're quite famous, but it's like, actually understanding the magnitude of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the level of infamy is also like tied to how vicious the cult is as well.
Yeah. No, so
we are essentially Ariana Grande. We're not the Beatles yet.
Yeah. No,
I'm trying to be the Beatles, bro.
Like the thing is, so if you take, for example, Bane, like you all, not you all, but Emma knew of Bane because he is this sort of legendary figure who his claim to fame is that he was on a holy quest of the gods 3 times. Like he was called upon by 2 different gods to do their duty. Like he's this powerful paladin, enjoying the blessings of 2 different gods for the deeds that he has done. Everybody knows about his stories, but he's a human, so probably when he dies, his story going to linger for another 100 years, perhaps. But then it sort of becomes a legend, a story they tell about that once was a hero of, blessed by 2 gods. But then it's going to dissipate. It really depends, what you will do, how long your stories will be remembered. If you save the world from the cult, you're probably going to be, amongst the big ones. But yeah, at this point, like, your actions have clearly been noted by most of the North. And it is also possible that, your actions to the south might travel up north as well.
Yeah, no, I think once the campaign's finished, it would be nice to, get a bit of an overview on
once
where
the
we are.
campaign's finished, we're gonna be hated everywhere.
But yeah,
But I'm curious to see like Hig, like weave it into the tale of
No, once we
Faerun and see what it's like.
Well, it really depends on, if Adrisht is going to conquer the north with his undead demon army.
I don't know if that's why we're gonna be hated. I think we're gonna mostly be hated because we carpet bomb Kalimshan.
Yeah, that's true. And what was the other city that you wanted to destroy completely?
the other one there, right?
Oh,
Kalimport?
Memnon, yeah, Memnon as well.
Amnon.
Wasn't there one that in the north that you were pissed about as well?
No, nothing carpet bomb worthy.
Yeah. Well, once you destroyed those two,
Nothing
will there
where
be
I'm using.
anyone? Will there be anyone who really complain?
Yeah,
point.
probably not. Probably gonna thank.
Die and be a hero, live long enough to see yourself become a villain. That's natural, no?
And there's going to be plenty of corpses to add to your army.
Your army will only grow.
Meteor shower is not discriminatory. I think. I don't know what will be left of the corpses.
They're a bit charred, but if there's enough not completely burnt bones, I'm sure you can stick together some horrid undead amalgamation of flesh. Or just use their souls as fuel for your phylactery.
I'm not really planning to be a lich. I don't know if you
That's
realize
true.
that.
But
I'm really looking to go more arch lich route.
But the shadow did tell you that he could do something for you about living forever.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a lich. That sounds like a horrid existence.
Yeah, but we know, address the best laid plans of mice and men.
The shadow didn't say anything about becoming a lich.
Yeah. We'll worry about all this later. Let's go on.
The lich route is more along the lines of succumbing to the orb's influence. But to be honest, you're quite past that, right? You're controlling that shit.
Yep.
As long as the shadow is backing you up, there's no way the orb would consume your mind and turn you into this mindless
Totally.
monster, just out there to destroy.
Okay, where were we? What were we doing?
Yeah, sorry. So, as you're walking through town, Amalti is leading you into the center. She passes through next to the longhouse in the center of town and heads towards this sort of, the largest building among small buildings. It is still a sort of single-story home, but it's clearly sunk into the ground. As in deliberately built half the building underground. She knocks on the door and sort of steps to the side. As soon as the door swings open, you're immediately hit with this scent. This amazing scent. It is this sort of deep, rich flavor that you can almost taste in your mouth. Of something beautiful cooking. In the door, behind the door, stands a short figure. She has short cut, sort of blondish brown hair. She's wearing a white apron that almost sweeps the floor. She is the halfling woman who greets you with a smile. Amalti! Oh! Haven't seen you in ages! What brings you? And who are these? Amalti there introduces you. I heard things about you. The heroes or something, right?
More like mercenaries.
You're in it for the money, I see.
No, not really.
Mercenaries with a moral
Mercenaries
compass
without
makes
the-
us heroes. Addressed.
No, it's more mercenaries without the money, right?
But to be honest, you do have a lot of money.
Yeah, but we never get paid. It's because we find shit randomly.
That's the payment.
You mean steal?
Because you did rob a tomb.
Yeah, but that was.
I think most of the money came from there.
Yeah.
And the diamond fire sale from the dragon. Another dragon.
No, you guys are under. Like, we hit it big when we get in. Man, that tomb saved us.
And
It
also,
did.
I think it's like you get paid in services a lot.
Yeah. But that's not what the mercenary code is, you know? We don't do it for the money, we happen to get money afterwards sometimes.
Exactly.
Like, you know, for saving Silvery Moon, you got magical items and access to the library and all sorts of shit. And when you saved water, like Mithril, the Mithril Hall, that's when you got like Mithril armor and stuff like that.
Wait, we got mithril armor?
Yeah, Finn has Mithril armor.
Oh, okay.
He has a Mithril plate,
Alright.
which, you know, worth like plate is begin with is 1500. I think Mithril is like double that.
Again, sidetracked. Let's go back.
Anyway, sorry. Oh, come in. And she just turns and starts walking into his hobbit hole.
Yeah, could walk in. I'm sorry, your name was Freya?
Yes, Freya Greenstead. Pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Freya. Our friend here, Malti, she was rather worried about something in Dugan's Hole.
Wait, hey, how do we spell her name?
Freya.
F-R-E-J-Y-A?
Freya.
Perhaps?
Friar. Her name is Friar. Wait. Come back, name.
She thought that there might be something happening in Dugan's Hole. We've been traveling around the 10 towns mostly. We just happened upon.
Malti, you're always so worried. Nobody's going near the stones, and I have the flagstone saved.
That's good. That's great to hear. We were worried about that, but also there's
Come
been
on,
troubles.
have a meal. You look famished. Especially you, guy. Hi, Lord Ainsfell? Hey, Lord Ainsfell, right? You look quite pale. You should have a nice warm meal.
I might take you up on that. Thank you, but we wanted
Adrish, it would be rude to say no. There's nothing like a halfling meal.
I didn't say no. I said yes.
You said
maybe.
Might.
Might is neither a confirmation nor a denial.
Yeah, it's fence sitting. That's what it is.
I think let's get a lay of the situation first, lay of the land first. Then perhaps the meal. I'm sorry. We just come from. Goodmead. And the situation
those idiots! A bunch of drunks, I tell you, the whole town.
Yeah, I met Timmy and Billy. It was crazy. But more importantly, they were having some troubles up there. Have you received a shipment of ale from Goodmead recently?
We don't drink that slush.
Oh, that's good to hear. If it happens to come your way, just say no, it's poisoned.
I've been telling that to everyone before.
No, this is a recent development. It's not a long-term thing. The cult was using their facilities to manufacture fucked up poison ale.
I knew they would be in on it. Amalti, I told you, didn't I? I told you when you came by that those bastards will side with the cult.
I don't think it was all of them. I think it was just the speaker.
I knew it, that idiot Liam. This fucker always came here and paraded around with his fancy little cart of beer. And every time I told him to fuck off, and he just, oh, we don't need to fish anymore. Our meat is selling so good. God damn fucker.
It's. Yeah, he's dead now.
Oh. Well, that is a shame.
Really? You don't sound like you regret it.
You know, there's always conflict between our towns, but he was a good man. It's not right to speak ill of the dead.
That I agree with. Oh, but
With all his flaws, and he had lots of them, he was still, I guess, suitable for his job at least.
well, turns out he wasn't. He led the cult into the town. Maybe there was an element of force involved. I don't really know. We didn't really get to talk much, but it's good that you guys aren't consuming the ale from there. So, Amalfi, if she has the flagstone and this Thrum thing isn't free yet, is it safe to say that we can have a meal without too much trouble?
Freya, where is the flagstone? At least we should check that you have it, right? And the small woman just sort of rolls her eyes and walks over to her kitchen and sort of just slaps onto her desk. Which you realize is this large black stone slab affixed to legs, covered in fish guts.
Oh no.
It's good. It's a very smooth stone surface, very easy to scrape, very good for for preparing food.
I look at Amalfi and I say, is that what I think it is?
You just see Amalti with her face in her palm, just shaking her head.
Alright, so she has it, and it's, I wouldn't say safe, but relatively safe. You said if we remove it from the immediate vicinity of the stones, he comes back?
Yes, this is the farthest it can be from the site. If it's taken any farther away, Thrum awakens. We learned that the hard way.
What happens if we put it in a, well, interdimensional hold of some kind?
I don't think they would know that.
We haven't checked all options, but every time Thrum comes to this world or awakens, we don't even know if he comes or if he just slumbers under the stone or something.
He always pops up at the
Blood
flagstone.
spills. People die. No
But you
matter
said
what we do.
But he always spawns at the flagstone.
No, he appears in the stone circle.
Okay. Alright.
Although I never been at the summoning, so I cannot be sure, but it doesn't seem like there was a specific point.
If we can't take the stone to somewhere safer, and we can't really stick around this place, I don't know what we can do to make it any more safe. Perhaps we can bury it?
Adrish, as you talk, you notice Amalti is sort of furrowing her brow and walks towards the fish gutting table.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of crouches down and looks under it. Then turns towards you all with wide eyes. This This is not the capstone.
What do you mean?
This the stone
A
had
multi?
the stone had writing on it. This is just a smooth stone. Freya,
Careful, Freya.
Freya, this is not the right stone. And the small halfling just sort of looks confused, runs over as well, and sort of starts shoving out like pots and pans from under the table, and runs his hand under it, like on the smooth surface. But that's impossible. That just 2 days ago, I was cleaning under here, and it was the stone. No, nobody came in here. How? This stone weighs like half a ton.
Who's been in your house in the last couple of days, Freya?
Me?
Has there been a time when you've been out for an extended period?
Yeah, I got work to do. Speaker stuff.
Emma, you want to look around and see if there's any signs of forced entry?
Yeah. I will 100% look around, see if there's forced entry, anything that really looks like it could have been, like tampered with, anything of that nature.
Give me an investigation check.
Alright. Take a 24.
God, not even 30.
It can't be a 30. My investigation's only
It's
plus 8.
Man, Hig, just tell her who, when, where they did it, how they got in, where they went to, bro. Come on.
So, Emma, as you start snooping around, Amalti sort of pacing back and forth, mumbling to herself, while Freya sort of just moves back and sits down on a small stool, still, like, stirring this large pot on the fire, but looking scared.
Wave, go outside, scare people, figure out where the stone went. Somebody must have seen something.
So, Emma, as you investigate, you look through the entire room. You check. There's only one entrance to the house. There are a couple of windows, but they are quite small. It would be impossible to fit that stone through. You look at the door, and you don't find any sign the lock has been tampered with. It is a worn, not very complicated lock, but with your proficiency with thieves' tools and your sharp eyes, you can tell that this door has been opened with its key, and it hasn't been tampered with. You look for any signs that maybe non-halfling size footprints or anything,
Scuff
perhaps
marks to see if the stone is
scuff
getting
marks there,
dragged.
but nothing. The house is clean. Well, it's well kept, but there's no signs of anyone who's not supposed to be here entering and leaving with the stone. Wave comes back as well. He asks the neighbors and people who've been around, but it doesn't seem anybody noticed anything out of extraordinary. Either it happened, at night when people were, not watching the street, or, something magical had to happen because no one moves around half a ton of granite unnoticed in a small town.
Adrish, are you able to detect any sort of magical interference or anything?
I cast detect magic.
Yeah, that stone slab is definitely not magical, and you would assume that if it was this capstone or flagstone or whatever it is, it should be.
God damn it.
We must go. We need to go to the stones.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Let's.
I don't understand. Like, what? I don't want to
Wait.
say why didn't they summon Troom, but why has he not come?
Freya, just in case.
I'm just glad they didn't. But what the hell?
He might
Run.
be in the process right now. Freya, start evacuating the town. Send them to Goodmead for a vacuum. Away from here, please.
That's not so easy. People have their things. We must
Don't
prepare.
take your things. Leave everything. Get people out. If there's a fight with this creature, I don't want people near it. I don't want people risked in the being caught in the crossfire. Please, just get as many out as you can. Start with the elderly and the children.
Give me a persuasion check.
Please, Freya.
You see that she is scared. She heard the stories. She knows what's coming, and she rushes out the house,
All right, Amalthi, let's go.
Let's.
leaving the wonderfully smelling fish stew bubbling away on the stove. So, Amalthi rushes out the door as well.
I prestidigitate the stove to be off.
Yeah.
Put the flames out.
Yeah.
The flames out, and then I just run out of the house.
Yeah.
Right. As you move, you see people sort of looking at you. As you literally run out of the room of the house, and some of them are approaching you. Hey, what's the hurry? It's such a nice day.
Town is in danger. Get out of here. Leave everything.
What?
Go to Goodmead now, and the shadows start flowing.
Just farting out smoke.
The eye glows. The shadows start flowing. You want an intimidation checking?
Are you trying to control these people, are they?
No, I'm trying to scare them.
Alright. Give me an intimidation check. Would you give me a wisdom saving throw as well?
So, see.
Oh no.
You know, it's good that I'm getting all of these shit rolls out of the way. I've been rolling like shit all day.
Yeah, some 2s, some 3s, some 1s.
Jesus.
I
Right.
can't lie. I feel like you've been on a terrible run for a couple of games.
Yeah, I know. I'm due
Yeah.
for good luck. Maybe in the fight.
Maybe a death. That's what you do.
Yeah, you haven't died in a while.
Adrish, as you sort of tell this old man to leave as fast as he can, you feel this power coming to you. You hear your voice booming, as if affected by thaumaturgy. Your voice echoes through the town, and all the people stop for a moment and look in your direction. And as you tell them that they are in danger and they must leave and head towards Goodmead, they all begin to move, all at once. Dropping whatever they were holding. Moving
Damn.
as a mob
Adrish,
away.
I always knew you were charismatic, but
Jeez,
This is
good
good.
job.
Hmm? Oh,
There's no time.
yeah, sure. Let's go.
We need to move.
Yeah.
So, you reach the edge of town and start running up the hill.
We get to Stonehenge.
It's a lot more pillars than Stonehenge.
Is that? How many pillars are in Stonehenge?
Like,
I think it's 6 gates.
So that's like 12.
Yeah, it has 20 stones. I mean,
Stonehenge has
this
20
place.
stones?
No, this place has 20 stones.
So that Stonehenge has like 18. Basically the same.
Let's see. What's Stonehenge layout? 1, 2, 3. No, actually, Stonehenge at this time would have more stones. Well, not like this time. Like when it was like fully up, it had a lot more stones.
Oh,
Because it
83 total stones. Damn.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
3 circles. Jeez.
it had like 160-ish stones, I think.
Cool. Anyway, so let me put a bit more appropriate music here. I feel like hurdy-gurdies are not cutting it. Ah, it's not either. Oh, come on. Where is my... Yeah, that will do. So, you're running up the hill. Ahead of you, you see these towering, dark monoliths. The same smooth, black basalt stone. One of them pointing towards the city, and others behind it. Give me a perception check.
Wait, who? Emma?
Who's leading, actually? Who's right behind Amalti?
Emma's right behind the
Probably
Malty,
not,
obviously.
probably not a Drisht.
Yeah,
I'm
Adrist's
at
an
the
old man.
Guys,
I would have been
it's a hill.
sprinting, you
Guys, it's
know?
a hill.
Who has the best movement speed? I think it's Wave, right?
Is it fair?
Yeah, Wave has 40 feet.
Fine, Wave can do it. Wave has decent
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah, Wave has good perception. So, yeah, Wave sort of turns back for a moment and says, like, there's no chanting, there's no lights. Are they even there? And you notice as well, like, aside from the howling wind, the hill is quiet. Oddly quiet. Amalti is not slowing. She's running at full speed. And she is well ahead of you. Like, even though Wave is running at full speed, Amalti is outrunning him by a lot. Like, at the speed you're running, for example, Emma, she's over 20, 30 feet ahead of you.
Oh, wow.
And she doesn't seem to slow at all.
If she's not slowing, I'm not slowing.
The hill is quite steep climb, but, you know, you're adventurers. You make it up.
Some easier than others.
Well, some of us don't have an old man's back.
And legs, and knees.
And everything else.
It's mostly
Except for
the-
eyes. He does not have an old man's eyes.
Oh, true.
It's not have any man's eyes.
And then Amalti disappears at the top of the ledge, between the huge stone poles. A second later, you stumble up on top of the hill as well, and you find Amalti stood frozen, looking at the center of the circle.
What's in the center?
The center of the stone circle is the flagstone. On the flagstone lays 20 severed, fresh human hands.
Of course there is.
Ah.
Blood
That is...
still flowing from the wounds. Well, no, not flowing, sorry. Blood dried on the stone, more like.
That's...
Anything else? Any people?
You look around. The hilltop is deserted.
What do we do?
I look for any signs of the cult, any candles, any like markings of the ground.
Amalth
Any-
is sort of crouched with his bow drawn up, an arrow in notched, and she's turning and twisting and looking. Her eyes darting in all directions as if being ready for attacks from any side. But nothing comes. Adrish, you take a sort of glancery look around. There's no burning red candle. There's no people. There's nothing.
Is this how the ritual starts, Amalthi?
I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
The ritual has been completed. Where is it? Where's the monster? Where's the beast? It should be here. Why is it not here?
How far away
That's
can it get
probably-
from the stones?
I don't know.
Amalfi, is it completely impossible to control the creature?
Can we get up to the to the flagstone?
Yeah.
Are there any footprints in blood leading away from the stone?
Give me an investigation check.
Emma, you wanna help?
Can I? Yeah, I was about to ask, can I help?
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, why are we getting fucking Skyrim boss music?
It's not great.
So, Adrish, you start looking at the ground. The ground is quite hard. It hasn't rained in a good number of days. The dark brown, dusty ground. There are some sort of smeared footprints that could be a couple days old, perhaps. Although you're not really proficient in this kind of information. Beyond, there's not much you can tell.
Can you tell
There are
which
no-
direction they're going?
There's no. With a 12, you have no real clue which way these footprints are heading.
I can't tell where they're going.
Amalti is sort of running around, still with bow in hand. There's no lead. I would see it. She's almost like she stumbles for a moment, dropping the bow, and for a moment you see her crawling on the ground, looking at some prints, and it's not here. Why is it not here?
I have a terrible idea.
What is
Amalfi?
your...
You said
Sort of
that
snaps her head towards you, and you see this sheer panic in her eyes.
Amalfi, you said that if the stone is moved out of range of the circle, the creature appears here, right?
Yes, it always comes to reclaim anything that's taken from the circle.
Doran, the chest.
Chest.
Leoman's chest?
Does he have that?
Yep.
Did he never cast it? Chest. I don't think he has the. Would he even pick up the ingredients for it?
I don't know.
Doran,
He has the maw at least.
You could try to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, he could. It'd be one way to maybe see if the creatures...
And I'm sure the giant undead dragon won't be, amiss if you send him an ancient stone tablet that summons an immortal beast.
yo, that's crazy. I mean,
I
it's
see
not
this,
bad.
I see this as
It's
a
an
win-win.
idea.
Win-win. I see this as a total win-win. It's a total win-win.
Alright. So is that what you're going to do?
Yep.
I think Dorin would object.
Nope. He has no free will.
Yeah, I know. He's going to object,
Oh,
but he's
man.
going to do it.
He has no moral
Wait,
grounds
this
to
gonna just, like,
object.
mess up Doran.
Doran is going to tell you that this is the worst idea ever, and you're all fucking idiots.
Yep. I said it was a bad idea.
Then he's going to reach out with one hand. And as you watch as this
Get ready, guys. Get ready.
magical energy begins to flow over his hand, and this enormous draconic spectral head appears. It opens its jaw and engulfs the stone tablet and the severed hands. And as the jaw closes, the spectral hand disappears, and with it the stone and the hands.
Well,
You stand there, awaiting, looking in all directions, and nothing happens. I don't understand. What's happening?
the Draco Lich is fighting a crazy monster. Just what's happening.
No. The Troom would appear here, and then
Yeah.
go after the,
Yeah.
whatever, however the 20 stones were disturbed. But it does not. It does not, in fact, appear.
I have no idea. Well, I have one, and it's awful.
There's no bad ideas right now, Emma.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all thinking the same thing about where this rune
Yeah.
is supposed to be, right?
How big is this thing? Where do we think the cult could store it? If they somehow were able to do that.
That's impossible. It's a force of nature, a mad beast.
This is not some local cult that does minor things. This is a cult of Asmodeus. They they regularly partake in the impossible.
And there's nothing we can do.
Amalfi.
Can
We can find them and slay them and bring it back. That's what we're gonna do. Don't you worry.
And you need to bring the stone back then.
Doran, spit out the stone.
Would you give me a divine guidance roll?
To see if the director is just spitting the stone out.
Yeah, he's like, nah, dog, I need that.
Honestly, keep it, bro. Keep it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, it's not going to destroy 10 tons before going.
My stellar rolls continue.
Oh God.
Out of the gullet comes 20 skeletal hands.
Doran, I thought you had some control over this. Do you not?
It's not his.
Yeah, no.
It's lent power.
Can you try again?
Please?
Oh, this is so fucking funny. Start to panic. So that was 2 use of the Horde Gullet. Yeah, you can always try, Doran.
Mhm.
So, but before he's going to summon it, you're going to see Doran sit down and enter a meditative state.
He has to convince his dad. Dad, please let me take the car. Please, Dad, don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
And Doran just sits there. What do you guys do?
I need to find a way to track it. Emma, can you track it somehow?
Are we just
That's
gonna
awesome.
ignore the fact that the story is just
Try.
Doran's working on it.
Yeah. If we focus on that, Finn, we'll panic. And I
Like her.
Don't
And I
think-
point to Amalfi.
exactly. We don't need that.
She's sort of just standing beside Finn, and she's sort of
Just shaking.
no, she's also she's like how she's like cracking her knuckles and looking at him, just sitting there.
Emma, I saw some footprints that I couldn't really see where the hell they were going. Maybe you can do better. I
If
don't
you
know.
point them out to me, I might be able to.
I point them out to Emma.
Can I try to figure out what direction they're going in?
Alright, give me an investigation check with disadvantage. With all the movement around, the
All right.
brains are a bit more disturbed now.
What button do I press for disadvantage again?
I think it's Alt?
Control, I
The
think.
control. Okay.
We'll see if it's
either control or
control.
alt. It's either control or alt.
That was control. That did say
That was
does it.
terrible.
Yeah, control is
Yeah,
is disadvantage.
Do we
Yeah,
have
Emma,
anything that we can
unfortunately,
reroll?
the prints are disturbed, and you can't quite make out any path leading out, or even any significant prints amongst the simple boot prints that you see.
The only one who can do something about this is not currently sitting meditating to his dragon god.
He's not a god.
I mean, his dragon god, I said.
No, I mean, the dragon is not a god.
Yeah, but maybe to Doran he is. I don't know. He's a cleric. He's a weird.
He's a teacher. Mistra is her god. Is his god, sorry. Doran only worship Mistra, but so does the dragon, so
Works out.
kind of. He doesn't really worship Mistra. It's more like he's blessed by Mistra somewhat. Tolerated.
Hey! Hey, I had a weird idea.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Oh, I know how I can,
I'm
fix
gonna-
your panicking.
Why is the... Oh, okay.
Okay, that is
I was just
a
gonna
little
ask, why is
better.
the music stop?
Yeah, that is a little better. I'm gonna see if there's a fake crossroad around here. Because in theory, that might explain things.
Oh, that's a fun idea.
Well, I mean, we can't make heads or tails of these tracks. So...
2 seconds, guys. I need to go move my car.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you cast detect, locate fake crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
No portals appear to be nearby this time.
Okay, I let out a sigh of relief.
Oh my god. Where the hell could they have gone?
At least we know they walked off.
If it's a monster that's being controlled by the cult, I cast Cry.
Alright? What are you scrying on?
Elena Gloom.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Mm.
I mean, I do have his familiar, and I'm not familiar with the creature though, so I wouldn't be able to.
No,
see it,
you
right?
don't even know how it looks. Like, you just have a name
Yeah.
that you're not
No.
sure how to spell.
Yeah.
So, Adrisht, you cast Scry on Alina Gloom, and your spell immediately fails.
Immediately fails. Do I know why?
It appears that something has blocked your scrying magic.
She's got smart. We're out of the circle anyway, right? So it won't be that.
Sorry?
And it's not like she may have to make a save. She just instantly saved, or she just instantly the spell instantly.
Well,
failed, so
either she instantly saved, or your spell just didn't even get.
I would
her.
know if she saved, right?
On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use this spell again on it for 24 hours. Sure, I'll give it to you. Like, you know that it wasn't that she succeeded. It's just your spell didn't even reach her.
Something blocked it, so she
Yeah.
has some kind of protection from scrying. Target. What would be a target from here? Brinshanda?
Maybe?
Surely, right? It didn't go towards Goodmead. We came from there. It would have to go towards Goodmead to get to Red Run. Sorry, to East Haven.
True.
So it has to be Brinshanda. They've been throwing attacks against Brinshanda this whole time. Maybe this is what they need to finally succeed.
Maybe.
The walls of Pinshander will not stand up to Throne. It will break through in a moment. But I don't understand. How could they leave the circle? I don't see any tracks leading off. I've been running around all this time. There's no one has left this circle in possibly months. The only tracks left are by us coming up here.
I cast True Seeing.
Ooh. Okay.
And I basically always have it up.
I don't take that because I think it is something that requires your concentration.
No, it doesn't.
No, I mean like it requires a concentration to think of, oh, I need to use this ability. Like it's not just it's constantly on. You need to
Not as I say I turn it on every hour.
no.
Okay, I'll just say it physically.
No, I allow you to anytime. You can say I'm going to use True Seeing, but it is a spell that you need to cast technically. So it's not just like, oh, every hour when it goes out, I'm going to recast it.
I mean, it's kind of obvious when it goes out, right? Like my vision becomes suddenly very different.
Yeah,
because I can see into the ethereal plane with it.
Yeah.
So like I instantly notice that it's not there any longer, and it's one action to cast and doesn't really require any effort from me. But that's fine. I'll just say it out loud. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, the thing is, like, I just feel like it would be
Wait,
odd.
why am I?
Like, it's not your dark vision. Like, it's not a physical thing. It is a magic that you cast and
it's
you
fine,
you,
it's fine.
you
Don't worry
focus on. Like, it's not something that natural to you yet. You know, perhaps later on it might become so natural that you just immediately cast it as soon as you feel its
Wake up.
phase. Like I sort of imagine it the same way as your like vision into like the souls work. Like yeah, it's constant. Like, but you don't really like unless you concentrate on it. It doesn't immediately shows for you.
Alright, so now I cast True Seeing. Do I see anything around?
Give me a perception check.
Doran is busy. I can't get a guidance from him, can I? Perception. Roll well once this fucking. Oh, there it is.
Adrisht, I have to send you a message.
Alright. It's just sitting there, isn't it?
Probably looking at us like, what are these idiots doing?
Just sitting there, touching himself. Because fuck yeah.
Where are you sending me the message?
On Discord.
Oh, okay. I send her a message in Whisper.
But yeah, as you look around Adrish, you don't see anything really. There's no disturbance in the ethereal plane. There's no hidden creatures. The creature definitely not just sitting there and looking at you.
I don't really know where the hell this thing is. Fuck, it's annoying because I know something, but nobody else knows. All right.
Yeah, that's why it's fun to give secret messages.
Ooh. Alright, I'm back. What I missed?
Adrist got a message.
Not much. Adrisht casted True Seeing, saw something I told him about, and he did not share it with the class.
No, he didn't.
But yeah,
I
as
sent another
We're
message.
keeping secrets now, okay.
I described it to him, how he doesn't see anything really. There's the giant creature is not standing over you, you know, just trying to rip you apart from the ethereal plane or anything.
Hmm.
There's nothing here. No signs of the cult coming or leaving. No signs of Troom coming or leaving. You hear a big thud as
As
the
the
stone
stone appears.
tablet is returned.
What?
As Dorin opens his eyes, you see the draconic scales around it seems to have flared up and protrude
What
even
did he have to
more.
sacrifice for it?
Dorin,
Nothing.
you're not done. I need more help. Can you?
He sort of snaps at you and says that there's something that you will have to do. But you as in all of you,
Can I wait till later?
for now.
Do you say for now?
For now.
Or now, or do you say
For now,
For now.
I think.
I can't lie, bro. We be using Doran like a bar of soap, man.
Yeah,
Doran.
poor Doran.
Dorin received a mission before he leaves Icewind Dale.
What does he have to do?
Well, that's going to be our narrated session, where
Ah.
Dorin and you go along on draconic adventures.
All right. We'll do that later, I guess. But
Yeah.
for now, Doran, we need to find out if this thing is headed to Bryn Shander. Can you
How the hell is he supposed to find that out?
commune with your deity? We're outside the sphere of influence.
Can't
Yeah,
lie,
you
that's a great show.
You can
That's
always
a great
try.
show. Alright, you want me to roll for commune?
Let me just double check. Always forget the exact machinations of commune.
It's
Exactly, right? You sort of know that, yeah, you cast it and then you can ask questions,
no.
but
You ask 3 questions, you get 3 answers. But it's only about things they must know about.
yeah, so there's literally nothing to it. There's no rolls here, Gunny.
No.
We just cast it for a minute and then ask your 3 questions. What are your 3 questions?
Before we cast it, let's prepare the questions. One is definitely: is the creature Thrum
Creature.
headed to?
Kroom.
Is Thrum headed to Bryn Shander? Is he being controlled by the cult?
Alright, so what are we saying for the 3 questions?
Sorry, what?
What are we saying are the 3 questions?
That's what we're discussing.
You
Like,
know,
Yeah.
that's what we're discussing. Like, one is probably like, is the Thrum creature headed to Bryn Shander?
do we not want to ask if Rune is under the control of the cult?
That's also an important one. And then we have one more.
Hmm.
What else do we want to know?
How soon will they be at Bryn Shander? Or how, if we get yes to the Bryn Shander question, like how soon are they gonna be on the walls of Bryn Shander?
Do we want to ask
I
if
don't.
Rune is even in the
Does it need to
even
be
in
yes or no
Icewind Dale?
question?
I think they need to
Is
be
it
yes,
or no
no.
question? Oh, they need to be yes, no. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it is a yes or no question. You cast it for a minute, and then you have 1 minute to ask your question. So basically, if you ask it like, "Oh, is Troom heading to Bryn Shander?" and it says yes, you have a minute to figure out, okay, are we going to ask when it's going to get Bryn Shander, or oh, can it be stopped before it gets to Bryn Shander, or whatever you want to ask. But if it says no, it's not heading to Bryn Shander, then you might not want to ask when it's going to get to Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
So the way it's going to work is, you have all the time to figure out what you want to ask, but when you start asking your questions, I'm going to set a minute timer, and that is all the time you're going to have to answer.
So the first one we ask is Bryn Shander. The second one we ask is if the cult is controlling it. And then the third one
What's the
is
last? Why are you?
Oh, sorry. When Ori said if the court is controlling it, it immediately in my head popped the Phineas and Ferb song. When Doofenshmirtz is controlled by Perry. It's like there's a
Yeah.
that's controlling me. It's underneath the table.
Oh.
I fall down the hill. I have glue on my hands. I get records on my fingers.
perhaps the last one is it possible to bring the creature back here if we take this stone far away? If we take the foundation stone out of the range
I
of
like
the
that.
20 stones. But what if the first answer is no? Then what do we ask?
I don't know.
I think if it answers no for the first one, we just ask it, is it headed in a north westerly direction? Sorry, northeasterly direction, because all the towns are basically in the northeasterly direction, right? Except the towns we came from, which it wouldn't be
Yeah.
headed to. Is that okay? Are we good? Anything else you guys want to ask?
I think those are good.
All right, then Hig will cast the spell.
Right.
But yeah, no, the questions are good. At least we know what we're asking now, so we're not scrambling.
Yeah. Can you? Oh yeah. No, it's not me to give me your questions first. Let me just start the timer now. Timer started. Ask your questions.
Is this creature Groom headed to Bryn Shander?
No.
Is the creature Groom being controlled by the cult?
Unclear.
Is it being taken to a northwesterly direction? Or northeasterly direction, I meant.
Unclear.
That was not helpful.
Well, we tried.
Amalthi, I don't know what else we can do here.
I just had a horrible thought.
What?
What if it's... What if they've got it and they're headed south?
I find that very unlikely.
As do I, but it's a thought that occurred.
The northwestern question was unclear. Maybe it's just going north.
Maybe.
As northwesterly direction?
Northeasterly,
No.
sorry.
Northeast.
Yeah.
It's that unclear, right?
Yeah, and did you ask if it's being taken or if it's going?
Both, actually.
Going,
It's
I think,
headed.
right?
I
Oh, yeah, you said
specifically
headed.
asked, is it headed?
Headed.
That doesn't
okay.
specify it's taken or...
Yeah?
So it's
Is it-
unclear?
Yeah, it is unclear.
That tells me something, though. We're going northeast. Northeast.
Yeah.
Fuck, is it going to Kelvin's Cairn or something? Wait,
Cat's out of her bag, Hig.
what the fuck is J?
Is
Kerkonic, okay.
there anything notable northeast of here? Oh.
Northeast.
It's the wood, right? The forest.
No, east is... Look at the compass. North is the woods. Northeast is Goodmead, actually.
Wait, what?
Look at the compass to the right. This map is not pointed north.
Oh, hey, come on! You're not... Okay.
I'm working with the same map as you.
Hey, I was zoomed in on the map. I didn't see the fucking compass on the right.
I know. That's why I told you.
Can we not be pedantic about this? Just say we
Oh,
were...
sorry, I didn't mean to be pedantic. I was just like, oh...
I'll just say north then.
Oh, no, I didn't mean like... It was unclear... regardless of the direction you asked.
Alright. Goddamn fucking flipped map.
Don't hate the map. I like this map.
It's a wonderful
I used
map.
to like this map until you just showed me the fucking compass.
Do you want me to edit the compass so it looks north?
No, I want you to
go
tilt
on
the map.
Here you go. You go on the big map.
No, I want you to tilt the map so it goes that way.
Here you go. This map points to the north.
Alright.
This map is north is north.
I
You
mean,
see?
northeast is
Ish.
still Kelvin's Cairn.
Kind of, yeah.
Why the fuck would we go to Kelvin's Cairn? Doesn't make sense that it's not going to Bryn Shander.
Are we sure there's nothing? There's nothing there at all? Amalfi?
Something there. At Kevin's Cairn?
Yeah.
It's a great... it's a mountain. People... Well, the barbarians believe it's an ancient burial site for a great hero, but I'm pretty sure it's just a mountain.
Oh god.
The dwarves have moved out of the valley, well, over 70 years ago now. Ever since they have retaken their ancestral home.
Where the hell could it have gone? The hell are they taking it? It's unclear on whether it's being controlled by the cult as well, right?
Yes.
Maybe it's not being controlled, but it's being held prisoner. Maybe they found a way to
Somehow.
cage the beast, or control, or just cage it and take it somewhere and then unleash it. Oh, this hurts my head. We have to get out of here. There's no point sitting here and waiting. If it's not Bryn Shander, the only place we can safely rule out is Bryn Shander. That's where it's not headed. Fuck, how many uses of the spell does Doran have left? Wait, it's like a lower chance every single time, right?
Yeah, every time he uses it, there is a
25% chance of failure.
cumulative 25% chance that it just fails.
Is it worth trying again?
He has one more use.
What is the city north of Bryn Shander?
Not a Bryn Shander, that is Targos.
We've been to Targos, right?
No.
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 Oh, we haven't.
You only been to Bryn Shander, East. You only been to the cities where
We've
I
been
actually
in
put
the triangle.
where I put the locations down.
Mm.
And we established that you're not going to fucking Car Dineval and Car Koenig because fuck them.
Their leaders came here. Alright, and then
Unless you're going to go and carpet bomb them as well.
there's Tourmaline and Lonelywood.
And Bremen.
Yeah, but that again, that would mean they have to go through Bryn Shander, and it's not headed to Bryn Shander.
Oh, Lord Heinsvog, the people who are running towards Bryn Shander, towards Goodmead.
Yeah.
Do you think they should go? Still?
There's nothing that will go wrong in a good way. They'll get there, they'll stay a couple of days, they'll come back. It's not the biggest deal. We
Okay.
need to focus on the problem at hand. We already solved the problem at Goodmead, more or less. In fact, they probably benefit from our friend Freya right now. Because they're
That is
missing
true.
the speaker.
Without a speaker, and all of them dazed by that poison, we sure. Well, maybe that's actually a good thing. Hopefully, these two can
Help each other out.
make some alliances finally, and not be at each other's throat at all times.
Is everyone here at each other's throats all the time?
Most of the people who are like close to each other on the lakes, like it's all over. It's
It's all competition.
It's over the competition constant. Like the people who are like fishing in
Yeah,
the
but
same
there shouldn't be any
waters.
constant competition between these two people, right? Because
They're
don't.
literally the only ones fishing on this lake. So
Yeah, but Goodmead doesn't really do any fishing anymore, does it? They just make beer.
They do. It's just the beer is better.
It's the primary export. So
Yeah, but not everyone can benefit from the beer.
Mm. All right. What do you guys want to do? You just want to head maybe through the forest, see if you find something there.
I don't think there's a forest there. I think that's an artistic interpretation.
Oh, it's on the
You think
other
it'd
map
be
as
worth
well.
trying to? You think it'd be worth trying to scry on the cult?
I can't scry anymore today. I tried scrying on Elena Gloom. It didn't work. Can't really do any more of that today. Unless you want to wait here for 8 hours and let me sleep more.
It is late afternoon. You could wait in the horrid magic circle for sunrise.
I don't think I'm gonna sit in the circle where the hands are just sitting there.
Yeah.
Thrune might come.
Probably
That's
won't.
definitely a point in not waiting there.
Oh, we should have asked if moving the stone would have been useful.
Mm.
But I feel like even the gullet would have done the trick, right? Surely another plane of existence is far enough. to trigger the magic. I'm sure
Surely.
the magic is getting blocked somehow.
Yeah, I can confirm that to you. Like, if you would try to destroy the stone or take the stone farther than like that circle around the hill, in any means, be that physical or magical, that would bring Thrun out.
On the bright side, we can maybe try to destroy the stone.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a good idea.
I mean, it's not working. This is the one time he's not coming back when the stone is getting moved. The stone is getting...
That's
Yeah,
a good
maybe
point.
Thrun's dead.
Maybe this time, if he destroys the stone and
Maybe
then we
he's
kill him,
actually
he
dead.
stays dead.
Yeah, that could be it. He could be dead.
I doubt it.
He's definitely not dead. Because we got like the answer for like moving northeast or controlled by the cult was unclear, not no, which is what the case would be if he was dead. We just need to pick a direction and go at this point. We're just losing time.
I say into the lake.
Should we just cool off and just go for a swim?
No.
It's fucking freezing.
Hence the cooling off.
But I'm sorry, Gunny. You could have said, let's just chill.
Alright,
Man, we've already the chill guy thing is played out.
let's just head in the direction of Tourmaline and
Amalthi sort of takes a couple deep breaths to calm herself and then turns to all of you. I feel there's nothing we can do here at the moment. I don't know how this cult has managed to stop Troom from coming, or who knows what they did. But he's clearly not here. If you say they headed towards the northeast,
they might not. The answer was unclear.
nevertheless, the rest of the towns are to the north from us. And Mer Duraldon.
We all we know for certain is they're not heading towards Bridgehander, which means that they're probably not headed towards fucking Bremen and Dargos, because they would be on the same road.
Fair.
Well, shall we head to Thermalin then? Or perhaps Lonelywood?
Isn't that where the was it the Banshee? Is it the Banshee?
Yes, Speaker Nicholas was speaking about how the Lonelywood Banshee was acting strange and coming closer to town, scaring the people.
I think let's head in that direction, but ignore the road. Just head as the crow flies.
Nuts.
That might take us longer.
With you with us, I'm sure you can navigate.
He sort of looks at you, Adrisht.
I literally just meant because she knows the north. Nothing else. I made no other illusions.
Alright. We can try, but even for me, this land is harsh. Traveling is difficult. We have to make haste and be careful on our way. I know you can deal with all sorts of monsters and beasts, but this land carries many dangers that cannot be fended off.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Amalthi. We were just willing to fight some immortal monstrosity. I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's just go.
Alright. to the north then. And with that, Amalti begins to lead you into the dwindling light towards the north to see where Troom might have been taken off. Or perhaps to see what the hell is just going on. And that's where we end today's session.
Alright.
Alright.
Man, Hig, you're always throwing us for a loop with this damn cold.
Yeah, I was like ready to fight. I was like, oh, let's go. I'm like fucking evacuating the city and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I was like, boss fight time. Let's do this shit.
I guess we'll do it later then.
I guess.
This Troom is a fun fight.
Ooh.
Is a
We haven't really had a big fight in a while, right?
I don't think so.
What was our last big one?
you let's see. There was
Oh, was it with Brother Barian?
yeah, the Loskan you didn't really have that much of a fight because it was more of a run.
Yeah.
You had the fight in the when you rescued Blackstaff.
But that was so long ago.
That was a bit of a fight.
It felt like months ago, right? It was before the New
No,
Year.
not really. Well, you know, it was before Christmas, so that's why it was months ago.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll find this fucker and we'll kill him and kill him again and then kill him again and then kill him again.